couple weeks ago. They have no power. Like, get out of here. Hey, you've had your turn. You've had your time. What are you worried about with the end? Like, I know you can't get into great detail, but come on. They got no power. It's over for them. No?
Yeah, I don't want to cause any undue issues.
Maybe it's time we start causing some issues and getting real. Let's get real. Like the
stop
real
being
world.
polite and start getting real.
The 2025 Green Bay Packers wide receiver room.
Well,
Yeah.
it would appear that the NCAA has some power because it did hand down some penalties.
Hey, why do you
to
have to
our
acknowledge
alma
it? Why do
mater.
you even acknowledge it?
My understanding of the attempts with the new legislation as well is that the NCAA did their best to make it something that keeps them relevant.
Yeah, it's over
as
for
well.
them. No, they're done.
It was also 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's over. Nobody cares.
Like, it's not like this happened a month
Michigan
ago and they
cheats
busted
all over
them.
the place. Nobody took their championship away. Like, it's over for you. Good night, sweetheart. Now let's go find a new organization
Good night,
that's going to
sweetheart.
run
Well,
this, which is what needs to happen.
go.
And if the NCAA wants to continue to monitor the non-revenue sports, and that's cute, great. But your role in the big boy, big girl sports, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's over.
It's a new way of wishing goodbye.
What?
What sound was that?
It was goodbye.
Well, be that as it may, I still don't want to cause any issues for any programs that are still governed by that. So I am on the campus of UW Green Bay. I will leave it at that. And it's great to be here. I got to pull out my 1991 sweatshirt, which
Well, you have to give us because we saw the U.S. Open. Spawn, is that who won it? I didn't get to watch it.
JJ Spawn.
JJ. Yeah, I
it's
love
a
those JJs.
64-footer. What did was it? Were you chasing around after Maddie or Sid? I can't remember who was chasing who.
Sid.
So what
yes.
did Sid end up shooting?
She
Sounds
ended
like
up
she had a
shooting a
15 on that one
54.
hole.
No, she didn't. So that was
You lost the ball. You're chasing after it. You're yelling. You're illegally coaching. So that's at least a 2-shot penalty that probably didn't put down.
I don't think I
You can't
coached.
coach.
I think if you
Jason,
check
you
the
can't be
tape,
out there
Don't let the
coaching.
NCAA know about that.
Yeah, you definitely. That's the WIA would say that it's at least a 2-stroke penalty. So she shot a 54. That's pretty good.
yeah, and she managed to recover on that hole during my brief appearance on the show to shoot an 8 on a par 4 after losing a ball. Which
I'd probably want to audit that.
No, I don't do that.
I think
Come on.
Well, no, an 8. Dude, you guys, the way it sounded, she hit it out of bounds, which is a 2-shot, was a shot penalty, and she was chopping wood, and you're like, send the ball, and then she hit a ball that wasn't her ball.
No,
it sounds
she didn't.
like.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Well, your that's what your play-by-play was. Jesse, is that not what the play-by-play was telling us as we were listening in real time?
I think, in fairness to Mr. Wilde, it was a difficult situation for him to accurately portray.
Okay, well,
because it's not like you're doing play-by-play at Lambeau Field where there's 70,000 people yelling. Like, I'm sure whichever daughter he was coaching could hear his play-by-play out on the course.
She could, Sydney. Yes,
and that
Sydney.
probably didn't help the cause. So I don't know.
If she'd have just hit the ball straight instead of slicing it to the right, she'd have been fine. But nevertheless, she hit a this is my biggest thing about youth sports. What do you learn from it, and how do you recover from adversity? That hole was a complete blank show, as Tausch would say. But her third to last shot, she skied the green and was on the backside of the green. She hit a beautiful chip within 4 feet of the putt of the hole, and then putted in to save the hole. And then on the next hole, she got a par. So to me, that's a win because she took a ton of adversity and recovered from it.
Is she beating you right now? If you guys go and play 9.
So we do have a net set up in our backyard, so both the girls can practice, and I have, if I can finish.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you.
I've been hitting back there.
Okay.
I've been hitting back there.
All right.
So I'm trying to get my swing back so we can go play. We were going to play yesterday on Father's Day, but instead, Jim on the south side, why didn't she buy a few mulligans? But instead we cleaned the garage. So that was my dream Father's Day, cleaning the garage. How was your Father's Day?
So I am super intrigued. Are we going to finally pull this off? The thing we've talked about. Sounds like you finally got a couch. You teased that out. We have to your next Steinhoffels read. I can't wait to hear if 9 years later you got that couch. And are we gonna pull this off where you get to go out with your two daughters, and Jesse gets the camera and watch it, and we're gonna break $200? Because now it sounds like if your kid's shooting 54, that's good.
It's very good.
That's really good. And you're
Maddie
hitting
shot a
balls in the
55.
net with her. This should be this is like a no sweater. Like, I'm way off on this. That's what I'm starting to read into this scenario.
Might break 150.
I think we probably got to lower the number if that's where we're at. Is that an accurate assessment?
Well, we'll see how many balls I hit out of bounds and whether I can recover from a disastrous hole the way she did.
Are we playing youth tournament rules, which are pretty loosely enforced?
It sounds like you can.
They were not loosely enforced at all. I'll tell you this. I thought I found her. No, she had to drop a new ball. She had to do a lost ball on that hole.
Jason kicked one off. Yeah, no, you're right over here. No, you're kicked off this tree. You're actually in the fairway. Pretty good little deal.
I can't believe this is where
he's
it is.
giving me grief about Mulligan putting in a charity outing. And her kid, beautiful.
Are you done yet?
I think I'm getting close. To being done. Yeah.
So, and Maddie shot a 55. So she had a really good day as well. So we had a great time out at Winnegamie golf course. And
do they serve ice cream, or what are we doing here? They must have ice cream.
They did have ice cream afterwards, actually, which was kind of nice.
All right. That does sound nice after a long walk. A little ice cream.
A good walk spoiled. So we did not get to go play golf. I would like to play a few rounds before I agree to any of your planned
do you feel like and I don't want to be a bully, but I feel like I'm bullying
you can't help yourself.
I just want to see it. Yes, I just think it'll be really fun, and I thought it'd be fun before. Now the fact you're actually practicing and working, it's not going to be as fun. But I still.
I'm sorry that I'm ruining it for you.
No, you're not ruining it. No, the Suns. I think, Jesse, I'm starting to feel like the tide is turning that we're going to get this done. Do you think that's an accurate assessment of where we're at?
I think with a little practice and more involvement.
He's got his kids. If you can just find a way to involve his kids, he'll do stuff. We've learned that over. We didn't really even learn it. We knew that from the jump. That's where this is. Mm-hmm. So, all right, I like where this is headed.
Yeah, if it's going to make you happy, then I'm probably not going to do it.
Unfortunately, that is kind of how it goes. My Father's Day was good. We had a lot of baseball. Eleanor was up in your neighborhood for some softball. I am not going to disparage.
Oh boy!
And I'm not going to say what city. I'll say this: it's a suburb of Milwaukee. We played in a tournament.
In the Green Bay area, you played a suburb of Milwaukee? That's a long way to go to play a Milwaukee team.
Eleanor was up there. Max was down there. I coached Max's team. Sarah had Eleanor.
I hope it was McGuanaco.
Eleanor's team got rattled a little bit and got knocked out on Saturday, so they were able to come back Sunday and get to the games in this city that I'm not going to say because it was as I don't even know if I want to say poorly run. We couldn't. It was just it was not good.
Oh no,
not good. You sign up for an 8-team tournament. Okay,
that should be an easy one.
You can't be any easier. Okay, and you get in your pool play. So how these tournaments work? You play pool play, and then they seed it out because most of these tournament directors don't know how good our Sun Prairie team is or how good Howard's Grove or whatever team is going to be. Nobody knows. So you play, and then you seed it out. So we play a team early, and I knew really nice guy. Really nice guy. He's a fan of the show. I told him I'd be talking about the game. He said, I hope we're not hearing about this on Monday. I said, you're probably going to be hearing about it. We beat this team. Nice, a really good group of kids. We just were a little bit better than them. We beat them. Okay. Then we play a team that's really good. We battle a squad. We played them the week before. It's becoming a little bit of a nice rivalry. They get us. We got them last week. They beat us, so we're 1-1. And I'm thinking, okay, well, we'll end up playing. We should be the 2 seed. in our bracket will play the other bracket. Like, that's how you would do this, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, you're a softball, baseball guy.
You're the 2 seed. Two should play 7. If it's an 8-team tournament,
so
1, 8, 2, 7.
Here's how they sold the tournament. Gold and silver. So they wanted to get the 4 bottom teams and the 4 top teams. That's how you shake this out, right? That's how it should be. Fair?
Yeah, if you got the top 4, bottom 4.
By Saturday afternoon, before we even played our second game, all of us as coaches, we had just watched 2 teams play in the other bracket. And I was like, oh, we'll probably run into one of you guys tomorrow. And the guy's like, no, we're all playing in the same pod. In the same pod. We played the same 2 blanking teams both days. What are we doing?
When that happens.
No business happening.
What?
So the team that we beat badly Saturday morning, we end up having to come and play them in our semifinal. Not a team in the other bracket that was 1-1 or whatever it would be. They don't cross-pollinate. The entire rest of the tournament is a cross-pollination. So it was a complete blech. We couldn't get, every coach said, we need to change this. We call the tournament, everybody sends a note in. The tournament director's like, tough luck, we're not doing it. What do you mean I'm not doing it? This is what it is.
Well, you can't ask the tournament director to change it on Saturday once you realize this is what's happening. It's Father's Day weekend. He's got plans.
Well,
you can't adjust the bracket.
I can assure you of this.
The tournament's going on.
There will be not many teams showing back up because it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Unfortunately, because the facilities are great, umpiring was good, everything else about the tournament was really nice. But
concessions,
you cannot
ice cream.
You can't you have to cross pollinate when you do pool play. You do. Otherwise, what the hell are you doing pool play for? Can someone explain that to me?
No, it's a very fair critique.
I don't know if I like cross-pollinate.
What do you want to say?
I don't know.
Well, come up with a better term. I'm not interested in you complaining.
Let me make sure I got this right. So there's 8 teams.
8 teams, and you have no clue if they're good, bad. Everybody signs up saying, hey, we're an A team, we're an A-B team. That's kind of how you sign up for tournaments. This was an A tournament.
And are you just automatically sorted into this is
so
gold, this is silver?
You get the teams, and then they'll basically, you pool play it up. You'll say, okay. And typically, if there's a team from Minnesota that's driving down, you're like, they're probably going to be pretty good. There's a team from Onalaska, probably going to be pretty good. Okay, so
Alaska's
you try
a long way to drive.
You try and sort it out that way, but then you play it out in pool play to figure it out and let it go. And they don't do that. So we end up basically playing a doubleheader. We ended up winning. We ended up overcoming and winning after we lost to that exact same team Saturday. So I'm not even that mad about that. I'm just mad that there's no.
Could have fooled me.
What do you mean?
You seem pretty mad.
No, it's because it's dumb. Like, I don't like dumbness. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
How would you draw up the perfect Little League tournament? Like, if it was Tausch's Father's Day tournament, how would you draw it up? Because
the old T AmFam Invitational.
I don't want to paint you as something you're not, but you do seem to be perturbed by a lot of Little League tournaments.
This couldn't have been easier. Top 2 teams in each pool. The 1 seed plays the 2 in the other. The 2 play the other. When you lose, you're done. You win, you play the other 1 seed, or you play the 2. If your pod is stronger, you're going to end up 1 and 2 again. Great. Nobody cares. That's great. I had no problem playing this other team twice. So there were really good games. Coach is good. It was a well-coached team. Everything was great. If I'm going to just run a tournament, I'm going to do. I would do an 8 team, and I'd go 1-8. I would play it out that way, or you'd play 7-8 in the consolation. You'd play 3-6, 4-5 to play the 1 and 2 seeds that get a bye. That's how you do it. Pretty easy. You don't just play, here's 4 teams, you guys do a round robin and have fun. Dumb. And if you can't agree with me on that, I don't want you running a tournament. Period. Thin.
Is it possible that your tournament that you're so exasperated by will take your constructive criticism and do a better job next year?
Unfortunately, Max will be out of this, I think. I can assure you this, our manager that handles all of this, she will not be signing us up for this tournament again. I can assure you of that, which is too bad because, again, everything else about it was fine. Field was great. Umpiring was good. Everything else was fine. Thought it was a little IPT. The umpire, middle of the game, I called a really late strike on one of our kids, ball that was spiked. I didn't think it was a great pitch. Rung him up. I said something to him, and he comes down the line. I'm sitting in the dugout.
Whoa, wait a minute. Now we're getting somewhere.
What do you mean?
Nothing. This I'm interested in.
No, I just told you.
Your grievances.
There's no grievance. If there's no grievance, he asked me if I'd sign a ball for him.
Wait, he blew the call and he came down and had you autograph a ball?
And I said, Eddie, is this IPT by me? I said, well, I'd sign a ball. I'd be a lot more likely to sign the ball if you wouldn't butcher that call you just did. And he kind of gave me a look like, I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, that's very IPT.
I said, yeah, after the game, that's no problem. So I signed the ball after the game. He was fine. I mean, everybody misses calls.
Did you write? What's it? Do you know what his name was? Did you personalize it?
No, it was for again.
Jeff,
nobody ever asked me.
That pitch was low.
Nobody. That's what I would have signed if it
Tausch.
was for him. It was for his son. So no, I did
okay.
not.
Your dad's umpiring stinks, Mark Tauscher.
That's not very nice of you to say. Oh, I would have. Like, poor guy's probably.
What do you want me to do? I'm not going to sit here and lie. It was a bad call.
Very fair.
He probably was thinking for 2 innings how he was going to come up to you and say, hey, Tausch, I listen to you guys all the time.
No, he didn't even. If he said he listened, I probably wouldn't have said anything. You know nothing about listening. You tell me you're listening to the show. I'm on board. He didn't say that.
What if he installed new windows from Pella Windows and Doors in Wisconsin? Would that get him back in your good
I would
graces?
think this. It's time to upgrade your windows and doors, and he didn't want to spend a fortune. You didn't? Well, Pella is the best in the industry, has a product line for every budget right now. No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. So if the plan is to wait, guess what? You can get it now and wait to start making payments for up to 2 years later. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends on the 30th of June. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
We will shift gears to the Packers coming up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on June 17th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in June 17th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check out your local listings to watch the game.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards. They're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a glow-up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Ian Fitzsimmons.
This is Cincinnati to a T. Don't go back to being the Bungles, right? You got Joe Burrow, you got Jamar Chase. I mean, you've been to a Super Bowl in the last 5 years. Just fix a defense, and you have a real contender. Rookie contracts are easy. The last CBA made it easy. You take the 17th pick last year, right? Damn near the same contract. You add a little inflation, and it's done. I mean, it's like putting cookies in the oven. Just don't overcook them, man. I mean, just read the instructions. It ain't hard. And what does Cincinnati do? They put new language in to this particular contract that they've never used before, that now has the agent, and the agent obviously tells the player, and the player for some reason, shows up at mandatory camp as a rookie, and things get contentious. He says things that now Zach Taylor in the front office didn't like.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay, and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
Summerfest is almost here, and we're going to send you to all 9 days. It's Summerfest on us. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to bring a friend and have the best summer ever at the big gig. Summerfest on us. Register today in the ESPN Wisconsin app under the contest tab. You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
So we'll get to what Lafleur said after minicamp in a second. I want to circle back briefly to the umpire asking for an autograph.
Yep.
So I was thinking about this because I was scrolling through and some random football web account on Facebook, I sent it to Jesse and Sarah, had just randomly posted the 2003 Monday Night Football intros. Like, you know, when they show you and you say your name. And you have a very short haircut, by the way. Kind of a, I don't want to say flock of seagulls, but a pretty hip looking haircut.
Okay.
Got the facial hair.
Sure.
But then it dawned on me, 2003, that's 22 years ago.
That's a while ago. Yep.
And so, obviously, as you know, I love you like a brother. And certainly more than I loved the movie version of Headlines. And so I was thinking, God, that's a long time ago. So how often do umpires, restaurant patrons, fellow Little League coaches ask for your autograph at this point? How frequent is it?
I don't know. I mean, it happens. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it happens a ton, but it happens. I think my favorite one was, and I get a kick out of this, Kim Ireland is one of our coaches. She's fantastic. And
not Kathy Ireland, her sister?
I don't know if they're related. I'll ask her. There was a coach that was commenting on my calves, or a fan. And that really tripped her. Like, you got to work to get a good laugh out of Coach Kim. And she told me that story, and that was probably my favorite anecdote from.
Was it Johnny Drama?
I didn't ask. I just said, well, look at, it's. I know you always brag about your milky white, non-tanned calves. So
catcher's legs. Well, it was first of all, it was kind of cool to see the intro and see. Cliffy.
Why does that stuff? It's funny because it must have been TikToked, and I am not on TikTok. I'm not on Facebook. I don't have either. But Max said that he saw something TikTok-y that was out and about, and I said, "Well, I don't know. I don't have that. That is not a road I'm going to go down either, ever."
No. So it was obviously it was that offensive line of Cliffy, Mike Wall, Flanny at center, Marco at right guard, and you at right tackle. And, we've spent a lot of time talking about this offensive line and how Goody saw or maybe overreacted or maybe acted appropriately in the aftermath of the Eagles' playoff loss. And I do find myself wondering, one of the things about that group, other than the fact that you guys were just all really, really good players, is that you played together a lot and you knew each other well. This group isn't going to have that, right? I mean,
not yet. I mean, when you start looking at it, you bring in Banks, it's going to be different. But
you're moving Elton, you're bringing in Banks, and as we have discussed, as much as we think Rasheed Walker is being put in a sketchy position, if you decide that he's not going to be your starting left tackle, now you've changed not one, not two, but three guys on your line.
Yeah, but
that's a lot.
If your group's not productive, that's how the world works in the NFL. And I think we all thought the group was more productive than what Brian Gutekunst and Matt Lafleur thought. That has become abundantly clear to all of us.
No doubt.
And it doesn't mean that they stunk last year, but it obviously wasn't up to the level of play that they felt was needed to win these tough games that we didn't find a way to win last year. So it's about, doing things a little differently, and I think everything about this offseason has been to put Jordan Love in the position to elevate his game to the next level. That is what this, for everybody that was, craving a defensive end edge guy or a big boy corner or anything else, what the Packers have done is they backloaded Jordan's deal so that in the beginning part of it, they would be able to supplement and help him elevate his play to the level where when his contract is being a big anchor around the neck of the rest of the roster, he will be an elevator guy. That's what this is. That's what this has been. And how they end up structuring and doing all that stuff, they have put a roster that Brian Gutekunst feels is tailor-made to help Jordan Love be the most successful quarterback he can be at this point in his development. And the goal is that he elevates this season to be in the MVP race, one of the top quarterbacks in the league, not just in the NFC. And if he is not in that spot, then you have to start wondering, because the cap number, correct me if I'm wrong, you're Johnny Spot Track over there.
Mm-hmm.
His cap number last year was good. I believe this year is good. And I think it starts exploding either next year or the year after. When your cap number is exploding, you better be, and I'm not saying you better be Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, but you can't just be a guy. You need to be the guy. That's when you need more Superman cape than you Clark Kent it, when you're going to eat up that much of the cap.
So Jordan Love's cap hits in order of seasons: 2024, $20.8 million; 2025, $29.7 million; 2026, $36.2 million; 2027, and Spotrac has potential out after the 2026 season, by the way, for what that's worth. 2027 in terms of releasing him, if for some reason they somehow chose to do that. 2027, his cap number is $42.5 million. And in 2028, his cap number is $74.2 million. So clearly he will not be playing those years under those numbers.
What that tells you is he's got a 3-year window that those cap hits, while they jump up to 36 and 42, you have no problem with a cap hit because the cap will also jump up.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes back to the percentage of it. But what I'm saying is the Green Bay Packers looked at last season. They said, we are not doing enough to help Jordan Love. That's why they got Josh Jacobs, and now that's why they went and picked up a big left guard. They're moving a left guard that was, a really good player into center to get that part better.
Mm-hmm.
They are saying, Jordan, here you go. We're going to find out if you can be as great as we need you to be. And if that is the case, they will renegotiate and get him another big boy deal and spread that out. And that is the way. And then when it's over, it's over. You take just like they did with Aaron Charles Rodgers. And that is what is setting up for this season and next, because he's not going anywhere for the next 2 seasons. regardless of how next year goes. And that's why for everybody saying how pivotal it is and everything else, that doesn't mean that they can't bring competition in or somebody could elevate. But this is a big boy season for him because of all the things you just mentioned.
Yeah. Again, when I say that this is a pivotal season, not because they're going to decide he's no longer the starting quarterback or we need to draft someone new or those types of things. I don't think that's around the corner after this season. What I hope people understand what I'm saying is if he is going to become the quarterback that they paid, the quarterback they believe he is capable of being, the quarterback that he has been during certain points, especially down the stretch of 2023, then this is the year that he has to go out and play that way on a more consistent basis. That's all. I'm again, every time I talk about him, I find myself wondering if people actually listen, because I do get a fair amount of pushback on him. And I don't think I'm in any way that harsh of a critic of what he's done or in describing this year as a pivotal year. I learned something new today on the UW Green Bay campus. You know who has a location on the UW Green Bay campus?
I got a hunch I know.
UW Credit Union.
Well, why wouldn't they? UW Credit Union is everywhere. And they're for every stage of your life. They're here for every you. Proudly serving not just Madison, not just Milwaukee, the state. They're everywhere. And for over 90 years, they have helped you reach your financial goals. People ask me, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, I like keeping my banking local. I love their member first service, and I love perks. I love perks, like early payday. But honestly, I just love Bucky. How do you say no to that pretty little face? If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes you do crazy things, but man, does this make sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card. You want to get a Union card. They got all kinds of different options. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
I'm glad the answer was UW Credit Union. It would have been fun if the answer was Hard Rock Casino.
I am going to say, to go back to the golf discussion, Sid is not pleased because she has lost one ball in the 4 tournaments she's played. And it is the Pro V1s from Hard Rock Casino that she loves. And now she's lost one of them.
That's why Hard Rock puts those on there, is because you want to advertise. It's not just for the golf. You put the golf ball. A lot of times, guys, I'll play with. They'll just spray balls, and they'll say, "That's marketing." That's what we're doing.
Oh, so someone will find Sid's ball,
and they'll say, "Oh, yeah. Hard Rock Casino.
Oh, we should go down there."
That's only 45 minutes. That's only like 50 some odd minutes out of Madison.
Right down the road.
I don't know how far it is from Nina, which is where we were playing, but be that as it
also
may.
Can't find mine. I guess I'll play this one.
That's not what she did. She dropped the ball.
She ended up playing a UW Credit Union ball. That's the ironic part about it.
Maybe you could get her some. More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is back at the Bog. Tune in all day on July 15th for our ESPN Milwaukee crew having fun and hitting the links. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is sponsored by Carbless, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, Fifth Third Bank, Cider Heating, Plumbing and Electrical, Gruber Law Offices, Welke's Milwaukee Florist, and Jet Out. Join in on the fun July 15th on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate, when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at Discount Liquor.
It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. There is no other party like Summerfest. So get the fun started by stopping in to Discount Liquor. When you buy any one 12-pack of Blue Moon or Blue Moon Light, or any one 12-pack of Arnold Palmer Spiked Hard Tea, you'll receive a free Summerfest ticket. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
See us for your free Summerfest ticket and check out our specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack Essential Everyday Purified Water, 2 for $6. 7 to 16-ounce selected varieties Barilla Pasta or Ready Pasta, 2 for $3. 6-count selected varieties Klondike Bars, 2 for $8. 12-ounce selected varieties Helva Good Dips, 2 for $3.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I've got to tell you about my go-to car wash, Tsunami Express. Get your ride looking its best and ride the wave at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for that perfect shine. Sign up for a monthly membership and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the wait with the fast lane and take advantage of great perks. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant, Tsunami Express has you covered. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Visit TsunamiExpress.com to learn more.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Refresh your home today with window images, blinds, and shades. We have everything you need to update your window treatments. We carry vinyl, aluminum, and faux wood blinds, cellular shades, and more. Plus, get them trimmed to width in store for free. Also, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank. National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on. Jesse and Tausch in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. I am on the campus of UW Green Bay today. I will say, I can't go.
How far is that from your house?
About 15 minutes. About everything in Green Bay is about 15 minutes from my house. Oddly enough, it's a smaller town, you know.
Yeah, I guess I'm confused. So would it have just been you can't drive home, or I guess?
I can't. Well, the event started at 9.
I thought you were in like in Oshkosh. You're literally like 10 or 15 minutes from your house. You're a fascinating fella. Like I don't think people fully understand how fascinating you are. You're a fascinating fella. I digress.
You do a lot, actually. So. On Friday, I was on a golf course with Sydney when I appeared on the program, and she ran into some trouble. So I don't think we actually had the conversation that I was hoping.
No, we had
to have.
nothing. There was no Packer talk the entire time. There was a lot of
The Miz.
Okay, I don't want to relive this. So
relive
let's
what?
Move on.
What are we reliving?
That segment.
Oh. Okay, well, yeah, we weren't going to relive the segment.
Oh, you mean
no, the first
when I wasn't
yeah,
on.
the first 5 segments, we were talking about The Miz making his big debut for the Brewers.
No hitter.
It was fun.
Yeah. But I tried during my foray onto the golf course to discuss this exchange I had with Matt Lafleur on Thursday as minicamp ended. In fact, it was the last question of the press conference to end the off-season programs. Now, I want you to listen to his hesitation and his eventual answer. And I want to know if you think I misinterpreted it. Because the lead to my story at channel3000.com is this, because I love to read on the radio. Matt Lafleur pondered the question. Then he contemplated his answer and thought about just how much self-censoring he wanted to do. Here is that exchange at the end of Matt Lafleur's press conference to end the offseason program.
Can I ask you a 30,000-foot-view question to close out? I look at your team, and you got Wyatt and Quay and all those receivers and Luke Musgrave and the young safeties and Carrington Valentine. You have a ton of really good football players who've had really good moments, but maybe haven't put together full seasons. If those guys are who you think they are, including your quarterback, what do you think your team could be capable of?
Well, I think, that's a great question because I don't want to put too much out there. But I think we're capable of being a really good football team, a really good competitive football team. But it's not just going to happen. Again, it goes back to the work, and collectively, we need everybody to be their best individually in order to be the best team we can be. And it's not going to be easy. We know that. And but those guys have embraced every challenge we put in front of them. So I'm excited about this group, but ultimately we got to go do it.
So I did not realize.
That a snapshot, or what was that at the end of that?
Audio courtesy of Packers.com.
But that felt like somebody was taking a picture.
Well, at the end of the Packers.
Play that again. Let me hear. Let's see. Am I crazy? I thought I was hearing things. It sounded like a picture.
Group, but ultimately we got to go do it.
So at the end of.
Is that a snapshot?
I'm trying to
tell you.
Because it was
the last question.
At the end of the press conferences on Packers.com, they have these fancy graphics that, you know how sometimes when we
like
get
ones we have.
When we get the player audio, sometimes it goes whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, I like the swoosh.
Yeah, so this one at the end of the press conferences, it like decompresses the video. It goes and it like goes away.
So that's not what that was.
Well, I can't replicate that. That's the sound I'm trying to make. Is that it does that?
So is it a shudder, like shuddering?
In fairness to Jesse, he's not Michael Winslow from Police Academy. He doesn't have all the sound effects at his disposal. So, he just does John Gruden and a really good pirate.
When you watch the press conferences on Packers.com at the end,
ultimately we got to go do it.
It does this,
but that's a snapshot. Like, I'm just wondering, are you giving me a snapshot of what's good? By the way, I think I have a pretty good Tom Izzo. I think I'm becoming a good. I think I have a good Tom Izzo impersonation. I'm not going to bring it out right now, but at some point in the show today, I may speak like Tom Izzo.
Is Tom Izzo and like I don't know off the top of my head. Like I can
very gravelly.
You can just hear what Morgan Freeman sounds like. You can hear what Sean Connery sounds like.
My friend.
I can't envision without the context of college basketball what Tom Izzo sounds like in the first place.
So we were talking somehow as we had a couple hours in between games in our four-person
playing
round
the same
robin.
team over and over again.
Just kept playing the same teams. I was working on my Tom Izzo, so I have that going for me, which is nice.
Says that.
So what's
I
the
was
question?
working on my Tom Izzo.
What's the question, Jason? I don't know. What after all of that, what were we besides the snapshot? What are we? What are you intrigued by? Yeah.
I'm intrigued by how halting his answer was, and the fact Matt Lafleur is not going to say that's a great question to me unless he's doing it to buy time. Right? He's not doing it because it's such a great question.
Well, yes, Jason. Now I've put pressure on myself.
Is
that supposed to be your Tom Izzo?
That's not the Tom Izzo. Listen, coaches have their beliefs. Matt Lafleur thinks this is a Super Bowl team. Period. Fin. Okay? I think last year he knew, hey, we were too when he said sloppy after the Bears game, I knew it was over.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was over. Mm-hmm. And you know what? If you didn't play sloppy and you didn't play it like junk against the world champion Philadelphia Eagles, we might be having a whole different conversation at different offices. But that wasn't where the team was at. They didn't finish the season strong. And I think what Matt Lafleur is trying to tell his guys are, hey, there is no doubt we're talented and good enough. There's Stuart Smalley in it, but it doesn't matter unless you go about your business and trust the process that we're on. And this time, we're not going to allow the sloppiness to leak in. We're going to figure out ways to continue to improve so that we're going this way. Last year was the first time in a while. Yeah, you could probably go to Rodgers last season as a starter. But that one of the MOs of a young Packer team and how the organization handles its business, and for the most part, I mean, obviously we had a 4-12 season along the way when I played. Mm-hmm. We always got better because the coaches are good and the players were young and there is a growth. You climb the mountain. Last year was the first time, I don't know where we started descending, but it was probably early December. And they never were able to, I know we bring up Mount Everest a lot and the poop and all the stuff. For whatever reason, you start slipping a little bit. That's where you got to grab your pickaxe out of the back pocket and shove that thing in there and stop it. And then you got to reclimb. You got to get the little spikes in your boots and say, I ain't going to let this thing keep sliding down. Well, they never did that. The Bears game, they tumbled. Bad coaching at the end of it. Sloppy, bloppy play. And they just kept sliding down. Now, the defense put their foot in the ground and at least held up some of the avalanche. But by the end of it, the offense just got overtaken, and you ended up falling off the cliff, and the snow piled on top of you, and you flew home to Florida and California trying to get the snow off to reboot for next season. That's what happened last season.
Was the poop mixed with the snow? Or?
I was bringing the poop up on a different stage because obviously everybody, when I talk Mount Everest, that's part of the conversation. This was we couldn't get our pickaxe and we just got overwhelmed and the avalanche hit us and it was deuces B for the 2024 5G&G.
Sloppy bloppy?
I mean, you don't hear coaches talk like that when you're going into
sloppy bloppy, but say it in Tom Izzo's voice.
When you're going into a playoff run, you don't hear a coach leading in to the playoff game talking about how sloppy we are playing football. Mm-hmm. When I hear that, I'm saying you can't just course correct. There isn't some magic hot air balloon that's going to come in. Oh, you know what? Hey, we're just hanging out up here in Mount Everest. Hey, jump in the bucket. We're going to pull you up. You got to do that yourself as a group. And that group didn't have it. And that's why they slid off. I don't know how far they slid down the mountain, but they slid far enough. They got buried. The Eagles' defense buried the Packers' offense on a foothill of Mount Everest with snow and with the poop mix and said, get out of here. We're going to go win a championship. I'm going to put my Eagles flag up here while I'm going to look down at your poop-filled, avalanche-infested team. That's basically what happened.
So since you so boldly predicted that the winner of Packers-Eagles would win the Super Bowl,
I think I was right.
Given how,
right. You guys tell me when I'm wrong all the time. How about an attaboy for old T?
Attaboy, old T.
Thank you. Thanks, Jesse.
Given the sloppy, poopy, snowy Mount Avalanche, Everest situation, do you believe that if the Packers had beaten the Eagles, they would have become increasingly decreasingly sloppy?
Here's what I'll say.
And would have gone and won the Super Bowl?
Here's what I'm going to say. They're beating Detroit the next week. After that, I don't know whether they have played the Rams or I don't know who they would have played. So I can't sit here in good faith and tell you abso-blank-and-lutely because of that. But I'm going to tell you this. Philadelphia, their quarterback was out for 2 or 3 weeks before that.
Yes.
Been rusty. You know what they found a way to do?
Found a way to win.
No, they grabbed the pickaxe out the back of their thing and they shoved it in that mountain.
Oh, sorry.
And then they put their snow cleats on and dug in and said, hey, man, it's ugly. It's ugly. I'm getting hit with some stuff. I'm getting some snow hitting me in the face. I ain't giving up. I'm going to keep myself right here, and then we're going to reset the climb. And that's what Green Bay needed to do. And unfortunately, with Elton getting hurt, and it turned into a you-know-what show, you weren't able to withstand, even though it was 16-10 in the fourth quarter. Eventually, you didn't have a pickaxe, your shoes were soulless, and you ended up falling down the mountain because you had nothing to stick to continue to battle. And that's kind of how that played.
Let's play some trivia.
Okay.
844-770-3776. Jesse, what's today's category and what caller would you like? By the way,
go ahead.
Still presented by Vortex Golf.
That is correct. Yes, we are still presented by Vortex Golf. The rangefinders, we are out. We are out of rangefinders. The allotment of range.
Them?
I'm not going to point any fingers at who might have taken a rangefinder. No one took any rangefinders.
Because I'm pretty sure you guys know it's been almost a week, not quite a week yet since the great championship of last week.
Yeah.
What a championship that was. Oh, boy.
Can't wait to hear how you go using your Vortex rangefinder that you won fair and square, just like all of our trivia winners have. Still a lot of great Vortex swag bags to give away, which is also still a great collection of stuff. Great prizes there. Just no rangefinders included anymore, but that's okay. Still a lot of great stuff from our friends at Vortex Golf. Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Sports Weekend Recap is today's category. Jason?
And what caller would you like, Jesse? I'm sorry.
15. Let's do 15 today.
15. Caller 15 for Wilde and Tausch Trivia. 15. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776.
Who were the other great 15s? Yeah, Bart.
Mahomes.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
What do you mean, Matt?
I'm giving you that. I'm giving you
Well, you
that.
hesitated
I
like
did.
Matt Lafleur.
I did. I mean, it's tough because you got Bart Starr. Yeah, and I guess Pat Mahomes, is he in the Bart Starr category already?
I don't know, but he's probably going to end up in the Pro Football Hall of Fame like Bart Starr is.
No, there's no probably. He could quit tomorrow and he's in.
He's got a chance to be in the Bart Starr territory. I'd say that.
All right.
Has he won more Super Bowls than Bart Starr at this point?
Super Bowls, yes. Not World's Championships, though.
Indeed. Big win over Pluto. All right, caller 15 for trivia, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We shall play next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Greg Matzik, Ben Brust, and Jen Latta.
If someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything, you take it.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The big gig is back, starting June 19th. 9 days, hundreds of musical acts. Summerfest in Milwaukee is the event of the summer. Plus, tune into 94.5 ESPN all 3 weekends for Summerfest Saturday. Enter for your chance to win tickets to the ESPN Wisconsin app or visit summerfest.com. We'll see you out there.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. IndyCar XPEL Grand Prix is up next on June 19th through the 22nd. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk about Carbless and their refreshing flavors all the time. One of my favorites is watermelon, and Carbless just dropped the Watermelon Vodka Cocktail 4-pack. Perfect for chilling, grilling, or game day thrills. You know the drill. Zero sugar, unlimited flavor. Enjoy clean, crisp refreshment without the guilt. That's what Carbless does. Find the new Watermelon 4-packs wherever you get your Carbless. Crack open the taste of summer and get your bliss on.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Is that the Killers, Jesse?
Sure is.
Tausch, have you found a new couple to go see the Killers with you since Evan Cohen and his lovely wife?
Yeah, we have a good crew.
Trip?
It's going to be. I had to make a tough call, but I made the call. And
did you have to tier people and who you invited?
No, there's no tiering, but it was more. I'll get to that as we get closer. But yes, could not be more excited. That's my group. That's my group.
Well, I'm sorry that I didn't get the invite, but I'll go see Chasen Mason with one of my college best friends, Mike Cotter, on guitar instead during that show on June 27th. Let's play some trivia. Let's welcome in our contestants. It is Hugh in Waukesha. Hugh, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys today?
We are fantastic.
Hey, Hugh, I have a quick question for you. How many times...
Were you in charge of this baseball tournament?
No, he was not. I feel fairly confident. If he was, let's have a conversation off air because we couldn't have a conversation throughout the weekend. But, Hugh, with graduations happening... Did you ever, or anyone, because your first name is used in a lot of fun other names when people are trying to make a big laugh at these commencements, did you ever do that?
No. I get a lot of how are you doing today.
That's not bad.
But...
Yeah. Not bad. Okay. I just know at these different commencements is Hugh, Keister. There's a different thing where they make it, where they have some fun with the names. And
I think the middle initial has to be G to make that work.
You can make it up a middle initial, Jason. It's not that hard.
Hugh Keister doesn't.
I can't swear on air. Blank.
Well, if it's someone's name, it's not a swear.
So if I said that on it, you guys would be fine. You're fine with the SEC violation.
I think Hugh's not very entertained by this because he's probably heard this a lot in his life.
I think Hugh's more entertained than you think.
Yeah.
Hugh's entertained.
They've asked me if my last name is Jeff.
We don't ask for last names on trivia, but if it was, that'd be really funny. All right, Hugh. Hope Hugh do well in this trivia.
Whoa, Nelly!
Let's get it started. Hugh won the 120.
Stop.
I can't stop. Hugh won the 125th U.S. Open at Oakmont Country Club over the weekend. Is it J.J. Spawn?
J.J. Spawn.
Yes! They nailed it.
Huge.
That was huge. Very huge.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, you're up.
Question 2. Unfortunately, it starts with which instead of who. Which St. Louis Cardinals player, no stranger to stirring things up with the Brewers, was involved in a series of controversial plays during Saturday's game, including a minor collision at first base? Was it Nolan?
It was Contreras.
Hugh's good.
Contreras.
Hugh, we're
Hugh
not giving Hugh any. He's got it without getting any clues. Hugh, no clue. We call him.
Hugh knew.
Yeah.
No clue, Hugh.
No clue, Hugh.
I
All right, Hugh. Now we're gonna try. Hugh was the leading scorer in Game 4 of the NBA Finals on Friday night.
SGA.
Look at you!
Oh my God!
Hugh's the man. Well done, Hugh. I think we should. I mean, I know we can't, but he should get a 5th entry. I really believe that.
Yeah, that's not how this works.
Hugh can check the official contest rules.
Hugh wrote
at
the rules.
ESPN Wisconsin Contest.
I mean, Hugh wrote them. I don't know.
There you go.
All
right, thanks, you guys. Love you guys.
Hugh's got to go.
Hugh definitely had enough.
You got to be kidding me. He left?
He had enough. But Hugh crushed it.
He did. He got all 3 correct without clues, giving him 4 entries into Friday's drawing for the Vortex Golf Prize Pack. Again, so appreciative of Vortex Golf as a fantastic partner for Wilde and Tausch Trivia. That is the end of the 9 o'clock hour. I am pretty sure I just saw Dan from Brothertown walk by while I was doing the program here. Big fan of the show, as you well know. We'll see if that was him or not. Because if I'm wrong, then
you're gonna pull him in. You're gonna do you're gonna do like a digi only commercial break. Sit down with Dan.
I can't do. It is him. I've confirmed it is Dan in Brothertown. I only have one headset, so he can't come on as a guest. He could call in theoretically. Same with Doug Gottlieb, who went by.
It'd be a digi only.
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what his availability is. We need to kick off the 10 o'clock hour, and that will occur in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Bandana? Check. Boots? Check. Gloves? Check. As a motorcycle rider in Wisconsin, you may go to great lengths to protect your image. Just be sure you're protecting yourself, too. Wear a Department of Transportation-approved helmet. Perform safety checks on your motorcycle. Know the traffic laws and don't take risks. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. 0 in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate, when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at discount liquor.
It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. There is no other party like Summerfest. Buy any one 15-pack of 16-ounce aluminum bottles of Miller Lite, Coors Light, or Coors Banquet, or any one 12-pack of Happy Thursday Spiked Refresher, and receive one free Summerfest ticket. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
See us for your free Summerfest ticket and check out our specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And Jesse, I saw our pal Rob Domofsky had just tweeted out the link to this. I had not yet read it. So I suppose we will rely on you being the avid reader. Is this NFC North Roundtable, which features Courtney Cronin, who covers the Bears, Eric Woodyard, who covers the Lions, obviously Domofsky, who covers the Packers, and Kevin Seifert, who covers the Vikings. Is this like Bill Barnwell-esque in length, or is it a quicker read than that?
Shockingly, no. You would think four writers would be able to outright one, but Barnwell, he's like
the goat.
He's
of
like
length.
Thanos when he's writing these things.
He writes just huge stories.
Huge. From Barnwell. So it's not quite as long. It's in kind of the like Q&A format, which I enjoy. You should try those at Channel 3000 if you want my feedback.
Good advice. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I like they pose.
Been doing a mailbox.
They pose a question for all of the NFC North, ESPN, NFL Nation writers, and then they each provide their brief
Jason,
commentary.
which job's
on it.
harder, Channel 3000 or this job?
This job.
Why?
He doesn't work with you at Channel 3000.
I choose not to answer.
That's not very nice.
Whoa, Nelly!
Fair enough.
In fairness, neither job is that difficult. I'm lucky to do what I do.
Well, we're well aware that both of these jobs are. But dealing with me is that much tougher than Channel 3000?
No. It's just different. It's not difficult at all. It's just it's not that bad. So
what's going on up there?
I believe the UGB men's basketball team is.
Well, just wait. Isn't that what you're worried about?
Well, no, I can't say why Sydney is here, but I can observe what I'm seeing go by, and the people that I'm seeing.
If I'm being 100% with you, I don't think you have a clue what you're even thinking about being worried about.
I'm just doing what I was told in order to do the show from here because I'd like to watch Sydney when I'm done.
Sure.
Just trying to follow the rules.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. The Channel 3000
right,
part of my job is way easier.
What did Courtney have to say about the J&J?
Oh my God.
Since I read the article, can I share what I found to be the most interesting thing first?
I have it up now. I have it up on my computer here.
God, you are looking like Paul Chris. You're pulling your sleeves up. What are you getting called? Hey, Stocko, we need you. Russell, we need you to throw a keep pass here. Like, what are we doing over there?
I don't. All right. So, serious question before
turnover chain, my blank. Am I right? You?
I miss Paul. Paul was great. And by the way,
Paul was fun on our show.
Paul was awesome on our show. Every time he
even
was
when
on,
you brought up the turnover chain 10 years later, he's still talking about that. Yeah, it's Jason. That's what he does. He clings on to stuff. I tried to tell Paul that, but he didn't want to listen.
Well, he sent me a sweatshirt, which was very nice. So, if you're wearing a sweatshirt, hoodie or crew neck? Because I pulled this out.
Light hoodie.
I pulled this out. I got this sweatshirt in 1992 It is a Champion, which I think sells ice cream too, crew neck. And this used to be the style on campuses, right? I don't like not having a hoodie on my sweatshirt. It feels weird. I don't like the way the collar looks. So you're a light.
So why
hoodie.
are you wearing it then?
Because I came to the UW Green Bay campus.
Who cares? You don't. I'm coming into the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studio. I don't have to have an ESPN Madison shirt on.
Do you have an Everlight Solar shirt?
If I did, I'd wear it, but I don't know. I mean, you don't have to wear it. I'm going to Kent State. I don't have to have a Kent State shirt on. What are you talking about? You have to.
They were nice enough to set me up with an area to do the show, and I thought I would show my appreciation by wearing my throwback.
It's
UWGB
90 degrees outside, and you're going to wear some heavy.
I'm not outside. I'm inside.
You're a fascinating fella. All right, let's get to Courtney before we.
Let's get back to that Channel 3000 job.
Hey, tell Gottlieb he should stop doing his show. How's that? Tell Gottlieb, hey, get to work, Doug. Let's go.
I actually saw him earlier, and I said, hey, we both do 2 jobs.
What did he say? Did he laugh?
And one's on the radio.
Did he laugh? Hey, guys, sorry, we can't practice from 3 to 6 because I got to do my job that pays me more than this job.
Did you ask Gottlieb which job is harder?
Yeah.
I said, we both have 2 real jobs. He said, which one's your real one?
Oh, good one.
And I said, which one's your real one?
Oh, you guys kind of smacking each other.
Oh,
yeah.
snap.
Well, I'm a proud alum, at least based on the sweatshirt. He said the basketball job is his real job, and I couldn't agree with him more.
All right,
but in fairness, I can't do anything from 3 to 6 because this is my other job.
He also uses the field tap app, just like I do.
All right, boys. Hey, we're practicing now. We can't practice from 12 to 4 because I got to do weather over at WFRV up in Green Bay.
Doing the weather.
Very similar. Sorry, boys. Kramer and the boys. Hey, you can't come in. You can't practice from 12 till 3 because a Doppler's coming in, and I got to make sure I'm reading the forecast properly to the local viewers. That is, in essence, what we're doing here.
Was Doppler radar around during that era?
Talk to Doppler. I don't know. If he did, the coach would find a way to do it, Vince.
UW Green Bay men's basketball coach Doug Gottlieb joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Anyone else think we might need a break before we actually dive into this NFC North Roundtable article?
I am acutely aware of that. Yes, Jesse.
You guys don't find it odd that the head coach of a college basketball program can't do anything because he's got to do his show for 3 hours? Like, you don't think that's odd?
There was a game last year where it was played during
Sorry, fellas, I can't do the Maui Classic. I got to do my radio show, so I can't coach.
I think if UW Green Bay was invited to the Maui Classic, as you call it,
He'd take the field tap.
They would accept the invite, and like Homer does his
Johnson,
show when they're playing there.
Well, anyways, LeBron's overrated. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's the GOAT.
Not doing the show from the sideline.
Hey, anyway, Kareem was good. Like, is that how that goes? He puts his field tap app in. He's subbing guys in. He's calling for a 1-3-1 trap, and then he's breaking down LeBron versus MJ. It's not easy.
We'll get to that NFC North roundtable after I tell you about Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, I hope you haven't. I hope you never have to make the call. But if you have, there's only one call to make. Horn! 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. More Wilde and Tausch. And who knows what's next? So stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Greg Matzik, Ben Brust, and Jen Latta.
If someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything, you take it.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Two Wisconsin icons are teaming up on a reworked classic. Cousin Subs and U-Zingers are proud to introduce the all-new Fried Bologna Sub, featuring U-Zingers fried bologna, bacon, American cheese, onions, pickles, mayo, and mustard on fresh-baked Italian bread. And that's not all. Pair your fried bologna with a creamy cupcake shake topped with whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles. Now that's a better combination. Order both in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Summerfest is almost here, and we're going to send you to all 9 days. It's Summerfest on us. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to bring a friend and have the best summer ever at the big gig. Summerfest on us. Register today in the ESPN Wisconsin app under the contest tab.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee just got hotter. Announcing the buys of summer at Wilde Automotive Group. Get the lowest prices guaranteed on new vehicles. We'll beat your best price by $500 or we'll pay you $500 cash. Guaranteed. With over 1,500 vehicles to choose, you're sure to find the perfect ride for your family. 11 brands, 10 locations, one easy experience. Don't miss Ewald's Buys of Summer sales event going on now.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
See dealer for details. Expires month end.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Less I know, but I know one thing, that I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Now I'm not a highly metaphysical man, but I know when the stars are aligned, you can. Bump into a person in the middle of the road, look into their eyes and you suddenly know. Rocking in the dance home.
All right, are we actually going to get to this story, Jesse, or does Tausch have something else for us?
Ask him.
No, I'm ready. I was ready before. You brought up Green Bay fighting Phoenix, not me. I didn't bring it up.
Jason did bring up crew necks versus
no, you brought
hoodies.
up all the team is flying behind you. Gottlieb comes up, and next thing you know, we're talking Vince Lombardi being a weatherman up at Channel 5 up there.
Before Doppler was
invented. Any of that up. That's you. You're trying to spin this on me.
It couldn't be more my fault. Exactly. All right, Jesse, tell me more about this story that I've now had time to read during the commercial break when I wasn't talking to Kevin Borseth and Dan in Brothertown.
quite the crew up there.
It's a high traffic area. I would say that.
You guys can go play a round of golf when you're done. You, Gottlieb, Dan in Brothertown. Yeah, what a squad.
And together we'd break 200.
Can we get to the article?
Yes,
so you guys
over
don't
at
blame me again for
ESPN.com,
this?
the NFC
It's always
North.
Old T's fault, ain't it?
ESPN NFL Nation reporters have
Yes.
answered a series of questions. The first of which I think is the most interesting. Which quarterback in the NFC North has the most to prove this season?
Oh, good question.
So, let me outline this very briefly for you. Courtney Cronin, who covers the Bears, her pick is Jordan Love has the most to prove. Rob Domofsky, who covers the Packers, says J.J. McCarthy has the most to prove. Kevin Seifert, who covers the Vikings, says... I've heard it both ways. Says Caleb Williams has the most to prove. And Eric Woodyard, who covers the Lions, says...
He's the only one who picked his quarterback.
His guy, Goff, has the most to prove.
Great preface.
So all four of the reporters picked a different quarterback that has the most to prove in the 2025 season. So break the four-way tie. Tausch, who has the most to prove?
This is an easy one for me. It's Jared Goff. And why I say that is because their window is probably the tightest of all. The Vikings have some runway. Green Bay's got some runway. Chicago, nobody expects anything. Like, they can say that they do, but they really don't. I think most football fans, and I reluctantly have to put myself in this category, think Jared Goff is much more a creation of the system and coaching than he is of a talent. And it's not fair because Jared Goff has, I think, for a first round pick, with the pressure that he had, he went to a Super Bowl with the Rams. Everybody thought it was Sean McVay in his ear telling him exactly what to do. He's a mad genius. And then Sean McVay said, "You're not good enough. We can't win with you. We're going to trade you and a first-round pick to leave." So he is down. The Lions kind of resurrect him. Ben Johnson then becomes the wunderkind. And everybody is saying, well, Ben Johnson's offense is making things easy. They've got a great O-line, play-action pass. And I think for a lot of that, there is a lot of truth in that. Now, Jared Goff, when he has a clean pocket, he is an accurate thrower of the football. He is a really good quarterback. But there isn't the Ben Johnson training wheels. It's now you. Jared Goff is now kind of on his own as far as what this thing is going to look like. It's going to be more Jared Goff driven. And I think there's people, and myself included, think that the Detroit Lions are going to struggle, especially early in this season. And Jared Goff's window is nowhere near everybody else's. This is a huge season for him. The Lions have had two really good opportunities to win big. They haven't gotten there. That pressure picks up as you age. Talk to any quarterback that's starting to get older. They know it. Jared Goff realizes it. He's probably got a year or two, but I think with all of the transition that they have up there, and with the team built the way they have it, and with the salary cap, with what they've spent, it is win now for them. And that's why Jared Goff is the answer for me.
So I think there's a couple of things that are interesting about this question. First of all, I think you can make an argument for all four of them. And I love the fact that each of the four writers. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't think you could put it on J.J. McCarthy. I understand why you'd say you could, but he hasn't taken a snap in the league yet. And we gave a lot of grace to Jordan Love. We've given a ton of grace to Caleb Williams. I just don't think, what are we expecting? Just because they got a great roster and they had a great season last year, we're all of a sudden going to say, well, J.J. McCarthy's got it. I don't think anybody is expecting him to be star-spangled awesome this year.
Well, but he's taking over a 14-3 team that won a hell of a lot of games with Sam Darnold.
Sure.
And just like Aaron Rodgers took over a team that had been to the NFC Championship game and was a Brett Favre interception away from being in the Super Bowl, I would argue that the right tackle on that 2008 team probably wanted to be a contender for another Super Bowl and be in the mix. And instead, you guys went 6-10. So I do think that there's pressure for him to come in and play at a high enough level that, no, does he have to be? It was the line that I used last week. There's a difference between winning with someone and winning because of him. He does not have to be the reason they win, but they have to be able to win with him. And whether it was Rodgers' fault or not in 2008, you guys lost a ton of close games where the defense gave up leads after he got you the lead late.
Yep.
The bottom line is, though, that the Vikings need J.J. McCarthy to play at a high enough level that they keep winning.
I just
Their window is still important right now.
So, Jason, I remember the 08 season well, and I think it's very similar to the 23 season. And I think most fans, even in Minnesota, yes, they were 14-3, but we all realize when you change quarterbacks, expectations change too. They might tell you that they don't, but this season for them is to say, they have a 3-year plot out here where they're going to have a rookie quarterback on a cheap deal that they're going to be able to continue to build. Do they want to go win a championship this year? Sure, they do. Do they expect it with a rookie quarterback? No, they're not going to tell you they don't, but they don't. This is a season to find out, is J.J. McCarthy going to be our guy? And is there pressure with that? Yes. He is solidly in the 4 slot for me in this power ranking tierdom of pressure. I don't know how anybody. We looked at the 08 season, and I think, we came off of a bitter loss on a cold day up at Lambeau in an NFC championship. And when you made that transition, did we think we were going to be back in the championship? We didn't. We could say that we did, but when you have a young quarterback, there's going to be ups and downs that go into this, and that's part of a process. So, yes, I'm sure Jay Jettis and Addison and all these guys are looking at it saying, we're going to still be great. But they're going to realize, hey, we're not going to be as good as what we were offensively, especially early. If they are, they're going to be unbelievably happy. But to have that expectation, don't be shocked when Kirk Cousins is going to be in Minnesota sometime in the near future. Don't be shocked.
All right, so if we agree that if we're power ranking the amount of pressure, I agree with you that J.J. McCarthy is 4th. You're putting Jared Goff first.
Yes.
Where are you putting Caleb Williams?
3.
Who was supposed to be the savior, who
3.
was supposed to be a can't-miss prospect, who now has the Mike Holmgren of 2025, the hot, young, offensive-minded candidate who got the head coaching job. Which one, where do you put him in that list? 3?
This list couldn't be easier for me. Okay, Caleb Williams did some nice things last year, and everybody said what a shine show it was down in Chicago. They didn't even have a coach watching film with them. They didn't have any offensive blah, blah, blah. So this is the year where you build them back up. This is a build him back up. You do the acronym, a BHMB type of year. And you want to start seeing signs for him to grow. He needs to be better than where JJ's at. And I think for the Bears to take a next step, they could sneak in as a 7 seed, or I am more than happy with, and I guess I can't announce things on air is what I was told. My buddies that I had some options with last year, I feel pretty good that the Bears won't make the playoffs again. I don't think they will. But I think they have a chance to be better than Minnesota. Whether or not I'm going to be right, I poo-pooed Minnesota until I had to stop. Thanksgiving, I had to pull back my poo-pooage of the Vikings and say, I was wrong. Sam Darnold was better, but it's really, I respect the heck out of KOC because he's done a fantastic job up there. But Caleb Williams, this is the year where we're learning the new system. I want to see growth. I don't need him to be the next coming yet. I want to see him deliver the ball from the pocket on time, still making plays with his feet, but got to be more consistent getting the ball out of his hands and through the Ben Johnson system, showing that he's going to be better and he's going to be a more consistent player. If you get that out of him and you start seeing the upward trajectory, you're going to be excited as a Bear fan. And that doesn't mean your team needs to be star-spangled awesome. What is that?
That's Jason's phone getting a phone call.
No, I mean, that was music.
Yeah, that's what happened to you that one time you were out.
While Jason's getting his phone, and then Jordan Love is at the 2 spot. And you can make a really good argument that Jordan would be ahead of Goff. I won't fight you on it. But age and experience do matter. And Detroit's your back-to-back division champion. They are being crowned at a higher level than the G&G. Jordan Love had a pretty good season under the circumstances last year. He can't regress. I don't need him to be a Hoffer this year. I need him to just be more consistent and put his team at a better opportunity to win games than what he did last year. I expect him to do that, but the pressure is on him where he sits solely. This list where I'm sure Courtney and Rob and everybody else were battling, this couldn't be an easier list for me. Like, this is the easiest list I've had in years.
So, because it's not as easy for me. To me, it's between Love and Goff for the top spot. And then it's between Williams and J.J. McCarthy for the third spot.
This is that baseball tournament.
That's for me.
I can't even cross-pollinate. Like, you're 100% right. I'm having a doubleheader with Goff versus Love, and then I'm having Williams versus McCarthy. The other two don't even cross-pollinate because there's such a divide on the amount of pressure that these quarterbacks are going to feel. So and let's not kid ourselves. Jordan Love being a lot younger and still growing, Jared Goff is who Jared Goff is.
100%.
We had old boy on the other day talking. Wayne Larrivee was on here on Friday, and
I heard it.
He had some very interesting, going back to Bill Walsh, talking about the third year being the. So he still has to find himself. Jared Goff is Jared Goff. Now the question is Jared Goff without Ben Johnson good enough to get this team where they've been without him being at his best, or with him not having this? Now, can you do it without your little nookie, your little security blanket in Ben Johnson? If he can do it, tip the cap. If he can't, you're going to start the Detroit fans are going to start saying, I get why Sean McVay did what he did. That's why the pressure's on Goffy.
You're right about all that, and especially the Ben Johnson piece. I think most people, and I'm sure lots of Lions fans, are wondering if he will be as good without Ben Johnson. There's no two ways about it. By the way, we should listen to Doug Gottlieb's show. I don't know how you listen to it, but I wonder if we just gave him a topic because he was lingering as he was walking by. So we'll see if that's a topic for his show later today. Ian in East Troy texts in, if Goff was hurt opening day the same way Love was last year, do the Lions have as successful of a season as the Packers had? I think Malik Willis is much better than Hendon Hooker, and the Lions would struggle. Look, I don't know how good Malik Willis is. He was really good when they needed him to be. I don't know what a 17-game season would look like with Malik Willis as your starting quarterback. If that were to happen to a team, I'm not saying the Packers, I'm saying in general. I do think that it's going to be really interesting to see how his year plays out, if he gets opportunities, and if he gets a new opportunity with a new team to be a starter in 2026, based on what he's done during his time here, right?
Who's going to have a better season, Goff or Love?
That sounds like a great question that we should discuss coming up next, after I tell you about Associated Bank, which I saw Associated Bank signage. They're obviously big supporters of UWGB. Obviously, they've been with the Packers since the very beginning. And most importantly, they've got the best customer service in the industry. They've got the awards to prove it. So go to AssociatedBank.com, find out all you need to know about early pay, where you get access to your direct deposit from your employer up to 2 days early. Credit monitoring to make sure your credit is on point when you need to make those loans or those big purchases. And of course, fraud protection, which I experienced myself, and they made sure that my money was safe and secure. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. Who has a better season in 2025? Jared Goff or Jordan Love? We'll hear what Tausch's answer is and what my answer is next. So stick around.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Kevin Morat, Mentality founder here with a wake-up call. You're running on fumes, gentlemen. Just 1/3 of the free testosterone you need. That's why you're drained, defeated, and disgusted with your progress. But here's the truth. Mentality doctors specialize in epic comebacks. Our clients show an increase of 30% testosterone levels within the first month. We don't just treat men, we reignite lives. Just imagine the focus, energy, and drive being restored. Your comeback starts now. Don't wait. Make this your best year yet. Start today at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack Essential Everyday Purified Water, 2 for $6. 7 to 16-ounce selected varieties Barilla Pasta or Ready Pasta, 2 for $3. 6-count selected varieties Klondike Bars, 2 for $8. 12-ounce selected varieties Hella Good Dips, 2 for $3.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. We carry the largest in-stock selection of Hunter ceiling fans. They provide consistent comfort all year round and also help reduce energy costs. Right now, save big on Hunter ceiling fans when you shop at Menards. View our entire selection of Hunter ceiling fans today on Menards.com. Plus our weekly flyer with plenty more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. Over the years, we have helped many people fulfill their dream of owning their own business. Some stayed as mom-and-pop businesses, while others grew to have national reach. We worked with them to develop systems and procedures so their books were up to date in order to grow their business profitably, minimize taxes, and have less stress. Whether you are a brand new business with $25,000 in revenue or an established business doing $25 million in sales, we can help. We work with you to clean up your books and give you the information you need to know where your business is now and where it is going in the future. Don't wait. Start on the path to more cash in your pocket and no more sleepless nights. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net today to book a meeting. We can talk over Zoom, the phone, in our office, or your place of business. Yes, we like to visit our business clients. Call 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Watching him in this mini camp, seeing him earlier in the OTAs, he looks better to me now than he did last year at this time. I think he's very smooth, very confident. He's taken a leadership role on. I think he's going to have a big year. But this is the year where you find out what you have with this quarterback.
That is Wayne Larrivee from Friday.
Boy,
wow.
It is so odd getting an update from minicamp. Jason, what are you thinking? Nothing. This sucks. We didn't see anything. What did you see? I don't know.
All the drills except for the 2-minute drill were at half speed or 3/4 speed.
I understand.
So I think there's an important
do you agree
thing
with
not
Wayne?
to make judgments.
Do you agree with
based
Wayne's
on those jog through speed practices?
He had a 73-yard dot.
He did in the 2-minute drill, which I recall telling you about.
You did.
They did tell us about that.
Don't get all ornery. Hey, get all Pouty McGee over there at your fancy whatever you're doing over there. People yelling in your background. Do you agree with Wayne's assessment of Jordan Love?
I thought he had a good offseason program, but if you ask Matt Lafleur what he thought, it was constantly, within the constraints of what we were able to do, he did as well as you could.
What does that mean? Just because they don't do anything?
It means that this is not the same as your father's or your Tausch's off-season program. Like it is almost as if Jeff Saturday, from that day when he turned to all of us and said, "Does that look like non-contact to you guys? You should write about that," in the middle of a practice.
Oh. Did Scotty Wells say that too?
No, he did not. But that's what Scotty Wells is there for, right? To make sure that they're not doing anything too intensive. And that is an entirely different debate for a different day about how productive this is, especially if you have a young team, if you have the kind of limitations on you in the offseason that currently exist. But the bottom line is that I'm not willing to make a thorough judgment on how good Jordan Love was, other than in the 2-minute drills when he was really good.
Yeah.
He threw some magnificent balls. The touchdown to McCole Hardman was fantastic.
So that's really the only evaluation you can have. If you're only doing jog throughs, and I was giving you grief, and I could tell you were getting really ornery with me, so I'm going to pull back.
And Tuesday and Wednesday were definitely worth our while having them
Thursday
there.
was a waste of time. We can all agree Thursday was blech.
Yeah.
We all agreed on that.
Matt Lafleur then, not with me.
Well, I'm not...
We didn't even do 2-minute that day.
Okay. Well, there was obstacle courses that were up and getting torn down, but you can only look at it from the perspective of what you can see, and there obviously wasn't a ton because it's all jogged through. But Jordan Love, and the poll, I just went and voted. Jesse put the poll up on Wilde and Tausch, and I'm shocked. I'm never wrong. I mean, I'm wrong. But to be wrong to this degree with our fans is unique to me, I guess is the way of putting it, because our fans don't think, and maybe they just don't care. Detroit is not irrelevant, people. We used to always chuckle. Oh, Detroit, that's cute. Maybe they can win 1 out of 30 at Lambeau. That's no longer the case, man. We haven't beaten them at Lambeau in forever. When's the last time we beat them at Lambeau now? It's been a while.
2021?
It's been a while since Green Bay beat Detroit in Lambeau Field. And we need to take that in a serious way. There is going to be, and I know, contracts with Jared Goff's made his money. That's not what this question is. This question's about which team and which quarterback is going to be feeling it the most, and I do believe it'll be Jared Goff. I can understand why people are leaning in your camp, because I think you put Jordan Love in front of him. I don't know. Now, because it's been a while since we had this conversation. There is a big-time pressure for Jordan to be more consistent than what he was last season. That's the pressure that I think he feels.
The poll question on Twitter, at Wilde and Tausch on Twitter, which NFC North quarterback has the most to prove in 2025? Again, your options: Caleb Williams, J.J. McCarthy, Jared Goff, and Jordan Love. Tausch is among the 6% of respondents.
That's amazing.
Who said Jared Goff. As of now, with about 130 votes in the last 5 minutes, Jordan Love, 36.4%, is leading the balloting.
Yeah, I would have thought it being I understand that.
At 36%, though, that's pretty low. That means the rest are divided.
Jordan would be...
Except for Jared Goff.
I thought because we're obviously a Packer-centric show, there is a lot of pressure on Jordan, too.
But you don't think... I thought it would have gone the other way. Because there is obviously a very vocal section of the fan base, which I hear from when I say things like, he had a magnificent throw to Mecole Hardman, but I don't think we should be making major judgments on his accuracy based on half speed or three-quarter speed periods, which was almost all of what we saw during those 3 days. But that group would say he doesn't have that much to prove. We know how good he is. So I do think it's interesting that still 36, now we're up to 38.5%, say Jordan Love. After that, it is Caleb Williams at 34.6%. It is J.J. McCarthy at 20.7%. And it is Jared Goff at 6.1%.
Yeah, it was only at 3 when I voted. 3%. I was thinking this has to be a typo. Did we misspell McCarthy? Goff? But I think this is a big part of it that I think we have to start coming to grips. I think we are. Detroit is the Detroit Lions are the kings of the North. And until otherwise, they need to be the focal point. And the fact, Jared Goff, I don't care what you want to say about him. He's been a good quarterback. There's still a lot of questions about how good he really is. There just is. And now without his nookie.
Do we have
what do you want to say instead of Binky?
Pacifier. Binky over Nookie. I don't love Nookie. I just don't like the way it sounds.
Didn't Kid Rock say we'd give it all for the Nookie? Wasn't there something?
I'm not familiar with this word.
Jesse. Hey, wasn't that the song?
Been singing a lot of songs this segment.
All right. I think it would be instructive since Tausch is in the distinct minority on this, on Jared Goff. I do think it would be instructive to read Eric Woodyard's paragraphs in this story on ESPN.com and ESPNWisconsin.com because he picked his own quarterback. He's the only one of the 4 beat writers for the NFC North who chose their own quarterback.
Rob didn't want that smoke, huh? He didn't want that smoke.
I'm not here to speak on behalf of Rob.
Speak for Rob.
He chose McCarthy, so you're really getting after him.
Well, Rob don't want that smoke. Jason, I'm not sure. Jason don't want that smoke.
I feel like I put myself in line for plenty of smoke with my incredibly harsh critiques of the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. I'm not here to speak on Rob Domofsky's behalf, but Tausch is here to speak on behalf of Kohler Services.
Indeed, and if you're looking to update your bath or shower, our friends at Kohler Services have an offer for you. Family owned for 150 years. Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, you get 0 interest financing for 12 months. And you get a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, and you have fast professional installation. Well, that is always included. Again, that is KohlerServicesWI.com.
I think I need to do more shows on remote. This is really fun. A lot of distractions. I think I'm getting better at dealing with distractions. We will hear from, or we will read what Eric Woodyard wrote about Jared Goff, and maybe that will convince some of our voters to side with Tausch, because it is interesting. He sounds a lot like Tausch in what he wrote. We'll read that for you next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch. This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more. Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Live comedy on Okauchee Lake. Join us for dinner and a show at the Golden Mast on June 27th with comedian John DeBoer. Get your tickets at goldenmastin.com. Enjoy a night of laughter and amazing food at the Golden Mast, your place on the lake. goldenmastin.com.
This fall, build your perfect Wisconsin football game day with a mini pack. Pick any 3 games, including Big Ten matchups like Washington, Iowa, and Ohio State, and save while cheering on the Badgers. Big matchups, big moments, and it's all on your schedule. Football mini packs are available now. Create your custom game day experience today at uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. First touchdown to the 5th quarter. There's always something to enjoy. Football game day starts here. We'll see you at Camp Randall.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Tracy Lawrence for the U.S. Air Force.
We all have tough choices we have to make. Life just works that way. I remember when I was getting ready to move to Nashville to pursue my dream, I packed my 10-year-old Toyota Corolla with 250,000 miles on it and hit the road. It was a tough choice, but the right one for me. If I decided to take what seemed like an easier road, I never would have achieved my dream. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Continuing our quarterback conversation, here's what Eric Woodyard wrote about Jared Goff, who, again, in this ESPN NFC North roundtable, he's the only beat writer who chose his own quarterback as the quarterback who is under the most pressure in the division, has the most to prove, is the way the question is phrased. Again, Courtney Cronin, the Bears beat writer, she chose Jordan Love. Rob Domofsky, the Green Bay Packers beat writer, chose J.J. McCarthy. Kevin Seifert, the Vikings beat writer, chose Caleb Williams.
Are any of the coaches under, like, how would you rank the coaches?
That sounds like a perfect topic to start the 11 o'clock
We could do one of these every hour for the next week if we want to.
Is that a question that's in this story? I haven't scrolled further down.
It is not, but it's a good question.
Thanks. Let's save that for tomorrow.
Attaboy, old T.
PP it.
Yeah, I think I can also talk about some things tomorrow after the meeting that I and several other beat writers had on Friday, which was embargoed.
Was this exclusive? Or
It
was
is not.
this
That's
off the record?
several other beat writers would make it non-exclusive.
Was it OTR or was it OTR?
It was both on the record and off the record. It was not with
a double
It was not
otter.
with a
We call
coach.
in the business we call that a double otter, and on the record and off the record.
Here's a
double
room.
otter.
Here's a room, and then here's a VIP room. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was VIPs for sure.
It's one bracket, and you don't cross pollinate. It sounds like.
Eric Woodyard writes this about Jared Goff. After a historic 2024 regular season, during which he reached career highs in touchdowns, 37, and QBR, 68.4, it all ended in disappointment with a stunning upset loss to the Washington Commanders in the NFC divisional round. Goff accounted for 4 of the team's 5 turnovers in that game.
Filled his britches.
Including 3 interceptions and a lost fumble. So the question remains, can Goff help the team win a Super Bowl? He has yet to prove that despite all his individual success. Obviously, Jared Goff went to a Super Bowl with the Rams, and then the Rams promptly traded him.
Remember how much you pouted after that Super Bowl? Oh, my God. Defense, because it was 13-3. Jason
It was 13-3. It was a dog of a game.
What a terrible game.
Dude, you know it was a dog of a game. Just admit it was a dog of a game.
The game sucked.
I would think you could rank that one of the least interesting Super Bowls in the history.
So
of
then,
Super
what's
Bowls.
your quibble
because
with
it
my
was still
position?
Close. I grew up in the '80s, man. Super Bowls were blowouts. I respect that. So it was a close game. They had to score late to win it. I wasn't going to sit here and just poo-poo it like you did, because it still takes defenses to win chips. But was it a dog of a game? Sure.
It was super boring, but I will say, like, there's a point where a boring game becomes fun because it's 3-3 or 6-3, and we did kind of reach that with that game for a.
I thought Gronk made the big catch down and then made a kick, and yeah. Oh, defense! Oh, dare they play defense in this league? That was the vibe I was getting from old J.
How dare they play defense? We spent a lot of time talking about how good the defense was for the Green Bay Packers last year and how much it will mean to them this year. But I don't think most people are interested in a 13-3 Super Bowl. Be that as it may, when you look at what Eric Woodyard wrote, he's right. Jared Goff has not won the big one yet. And that's part of the equation on what players have much to prove. And obviously that's something he has to prove this season. I look at him and want to know, what is he going to be without his offensive coordinator?
Hey, is that allowed or not? I'm nervous for you now.
That looks like an NCAA violation to me.
Oh boy.
But be that as it may,
this is classic Wilde, where he'll say he can't keep a secret, and then he can't actually keep a secret.
I kept the secret.
I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you.
That one's not on me. That was not my fault.
Never is. Never is. You're the opposite of Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting.
It's always your fault.
It's always your fault. Yeah, I think we had a good time for my Izzo voice, but I'm not sure how to do it.
If you want, I learned something.
God, play defense.
It's not Tom Izzo.
I will say this. I was scrolling through Twitter earlier. I saw Governor Evers wishing a very happy 60th birthday to Quick Trip. It's Quick Trip's birthday today. And I'm sure you would love to wish them a happy birthday as well.
Well, there's nothing better than stopping in, getting a cup of coffee, lid on, and it rained. So it rained in my coffee a little bit on my walk into the Everlight Solar Studio.
Could add a lid.
Happy birthday. How old is Quick Trip?
60.
60. What a good. That's good. AARP time for Quick Trip. And Quick Trip this summer, we're talking about climbing mountains. Well, gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Every sip gets you closer to that summit, that championship, those spikes. You can play through August 17th. Play each day for free right in the Quick Rewards app. You can score bonus plays with every eligible item you grab, like an ice-cold Pepsi, bold Mountain Dew, hydrating Gatorade, or Propel, and so much more. Stacking higher until one player reaches that top prize of $250,000. Get climbing now in the Quick Rewards app. Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Your summer, your climb, your win. No purchases necessary. See full rules at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes. They got all kinds of great deals, too. 99-cent white bread. So that's 73% lean ground beef for $2.99. That is a steal. And, of course, it's Monday. Jesse, have you guys tried that chicken platter?
We have not done the chicken challenge yet. We're gearing up for it. The time will come very soon.
All right, we're going to get a little chicken challenge at some point, too. Everything to have. And happy blanket birthday, Quick Trip. We'll see you next time.
This is actually really significant.
Let's hear it. NCAA recruiting violations up at
this is some breaking news.
Not only is it Quick Trip's 60th birthday, but from the desk of the governor, we do hereby proclaim June 16th, 2025 as Quick Trip Day in the state of Wisconsin.
Kudos to everybody involved. That's fantastic.
Happy Quick Trip Day.
Outstanding.
Huge news.
The governor's kind of glazing Quick Trip a little bit, huh? Love it.
He's more of a dunker guy, from what I understand.
I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Quick Trip sells donuts. Some are glazers, some are dunkers.
No, I understand that part. But happy birthday, KT.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes.
Nailed it.
Channel
Stick
3000,
around or don't.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. Looking to simplify your everyday banking? Our checking and savings accounts offer the tools you need, plus the friendly, simply local service you deserve. Enjoy competitive rates, 24/7 online and mobile banking, and real people ready to help right here in your community. Whether your checking balance is at midnight or stopping by one of our branches at noon, Great Midwest Bank has you covered with a variety of new and improved account options designed for your unique needs. Great Midwest Bank, simply local and member FDIC.
The Bud Pavilion's free concert series Wednesday Night Live features The Toys this Wednesday night. Gates open at 6 with music starting at 7. Epic bands, unforgettable nights. It's Wednesday Night Live at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park this Wednesday with The Toys.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. I mean, there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. I am scrolling through because I've been using my commercial breaks a little differently than I would have otherwise. As I look through,
not folding socks and crocheting, reading articles. Hey, what are you doing differently? I guess is my question.
Would you say you've been a bit of a bully today?
I think I'm having a great time today. I don't know if you are. It's been a fun
peach.
show.
Yes, you've been a peach.
Yes.
You've been peachy.
I have been peachy. That's fair.
Like Jesse's shirt. I do not see in this story on ESPNWisconsin.com anything about which coach is has the most to prove or under the most pressure. I see unheralded players. I have rookies. I have which key assistant coach is most likely to be in the 2026 head coaching cycle, which we can certainly talk about tomorrow. There is someone who voted for him, yes. Interestingly, in this one, everyone voted for a coach on their own staff
because they don't know any of the other. They don't know any of the other assistant coaches.
Now you're coming after Domofsky too.
I'm coming after Domofsky on many fronts today.
But
JJ
no question of which coach has the most to prove in the NFC North. Those coaches, of course, are Ben Johnson in Chicago in his first year as the head coach of the Bears, Kevin O'Connell in his fourth year as the head coach of the Vikings. Obviously, Matt Lafleur in his 7th season, the longest tenured head coach in the division in Green Bay. And, of course, Dan Campbell, who I think is year 5.
They've been through 2 different Matts already.
Which Matt? No, never mind. Tausch, what's your answer to this question in terms of which of the 4 NFC North head coaches has the most to prove or is under the most pressure?
So the easy answer for me would be Matt Lafleur, because I think how this offseason went and what last year, the sloppy play and the way the offense struggled, his defense and the decision he made to bring Jeff Hafley in worked. I don't think anybody could sit here and say that the defense was markedly better last year. And I know maybe the stats won't prove it, but the turnovers certainly do. And just the overall vibe, I think that defense was better. The offense was worse. And I don't even know if those stats, the running game was better, but it just never felt consistent. It never felt like this is a juggernaut that could be unrolled. It felt like that when we went into Dallas. We beat Kansas City. We went up to Detroit and won. There were none of those last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not telling you I'm right, but that was the vibe. And I think Matt Lafleur, you said it, he's going into his 7th year. He's the winningest coach in the history of the NFL through 3 seasons. Has not gotten it done in the postseason. And now you're looking at it and saying, part of the narrative was if there were only 6 teams, this team wouldn't even been in the playoffs 2 years, and I think Matt Lafleur would have been on an extreme hot seat. If this team now, would they have played the Bear game differently had they known they needed it to be a 6 and get it? I mean, you can have, and would there have been more urgency? I don't know the answer to all of those things. But what I do know is the offense was a lot sloppier and messier and not as consistent. And there's numerous reasons for that, but it falls at the head and the feet of Matthew J. Lafleur. So from a pressure standpoint, I'd make an argument that it's going to be Dan Campbell and him would be probably at the top of the list. And I think because I respect Detroit, I think I'm going to put Dan Campbell slightly ahead of Matthew J. Lafleur for the most pressure on them. I think the pressure is on. I think Detroit is starting to hear the creakiness of a team's core getting old. I'm not saying they're old yet, but guys get old fast in this league. Things flip quickly, a la San Francisco. Things happen, you go through and you get scarred. And all of a sudden that scar builds up and you don't have the same flexibility. My knee doesn't bend like it used to, and it's only getting worse. It's not getting better. that scar tissue, it really ramps up the pressure because for as I feel this way, I will not feel better next year for a lot of these veteran core players. That, to me, is why the pressure's even more so on Dan Campbell than maybe Matt Lafleur.
Yeah, and so I was going to say that it's close to. It's a little bit like the quarterback one where we're saying that it's, Love and Goff as who has the most, and then the other two are in the other category. I think it's the same with the coaches. Matt LaFleur's in year 7. His general manager has said it's time to start winning championships. He believes that he has a really good team, as we discussed earlier, and how he answered that question. But Dan Campbell, not only has he had a top-seeded team last year that lost in the divisional round, and a team that was really hot that then lost in the NFC Championship game 2 years ago, but now both of his coordinators have become head coaches. And to me, he has to now also prove that his kneecap biting mentality, what makes him him, still works without two guys that were such good assistant coaches that they got head coaching jobs, right? And so to me, I give him the edge as well. But I think if we're asking who are the two that are under the most significant pressure or most to prove, I think those are the two. Now, I am curious long term. Ben Johnson's got his work cut out for him. Is he finally going to be that coach who, after all this time of futility in Chicago, with a few exceptions, a few years where they had some success, is he going to be the guy that changes that? He is not, to me, going to be expected to do that. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was the Coliseum bathrooms, which should have used Kohler services. But I don't know what the expectations are for him in year 1. Probably have a winning record would be ideal, and then maybe make the playoffs, maybe a 7th seed like the Packers had in Love's first year as the starter. But he's got the can't-miss prospect that he has been hired specifically to make into the quarterback they believe he's capable of being. So there is pressure on him, too. There's no doubt about it. Kevin O'Connell feels like the one guy that there isn't pressure on. He's shown he's a really good coach. He's won with different quarterbacks now, and now he's got a young quarterback that he's got to get ready to make that jump, too, after basically taking a medical red shirt as a rookie, 10th overall pick last year in J.J. McCarthy. Do you agree with that or not?
I mean, I think, listen, man, there's always pressure on all these coaches.
Sure.
Ben Johnson has the least amount on him, I believe. That is an operation that I think needs to kind of and rebuild and restart. O'Connell's a really good coach. We know that. His team, he's a leader. He's won with Sam Darnold. He's going to get some
Kirk Cousins.
He's going to get some grace here with J.J. McCarthy. This is going to be more. J.J. McCarthy can't win with this group, with that coaching staff. That will be more of a J.J. McCarthy thing, because I think O'Connell showed it with Kirk Cousins and with Sam Darnold that he draws up good stuff and he is a really good football coach. So I think he is easily probably him and Ben Johnson. It's very similar. It comes down to expectation. And I think I'll be curious if Minnesota feels the expectation of doing better than they did last year. I'm sure that's what initially they'll say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy it, but I didn't buy it last year. And I eventually got slapped across the face enough that I'm like, all right, I better buy this. And then I did, and then they got beat in the first round as a wild card, and whoop-de-whoop-de-do. The pressure will be on Matt LaFleur and Dan Campbell as far as my power rankings go. It's going to probably fall in the same line, not shockingly, because quarterback and head coach are such an integral part of your success as an organization. I think it probably falls in the same line as how I would rank the quarterbacks.
We're going to play a little Take It to the Bank presented by Associated Bank and supported by Coors Light, since I already did my Associated Bank read. But before we can move forward, Tausch is going to tell us again about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Indeed, I will. Time to upgrade those windows and or doors, but you don't want to spend a fortune? Well, Pella is the best in the industry, has a product line for every budget. And right now, you get no interest, no payments for up to 2 years. And if the plan is to wait, guess what? You can do that, still get your windows, and start making your payments 2 years later. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends June 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
We'll get to take it to the bank next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more. Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit MapleHillGolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The big gig is back, starting June 19th. 9 days, hundreds of musical acts. Summerfest in Milwaukee is the event of the summer. Plus, tune into 94.5 ESPN all 3 weekends for Summerfest Saturday. Enter for your chance to win tickets to the ESPN Wisconsin app or visit summerfest.com. We'll see you out there.
Milwaukee just got hotter. Announcing the buys of summer at Wilde Automotive Group. Get the lowest prices guaranteed on new vehicles. We'll beat your best price by $500 or we'll pay you $500 cash. Guaranteed. With over 1,500 vehicles to choose, you're sure to find the perfect ride for your family. 11 brands, 10 locations, one easy experience. Don't miss Ewald's Buys of Summer sales event going on now. Go to EwaldAuto.com. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Coming straight out of Milwaukee, it's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present The 8 Block, a fresh new youth-led radio show powered by City on the Hill and 101.7 The Truth. Hosted by me, your boy, Ben Jam. And every other week, 8 Milwaukee teams will share stories and laughs that will speak truth to what matters most in their lives. Don't miss the premiere on June 21st at 10 a.m. That's June 21st at 10 a.m. Truth Nation, welcome to The 8 Block.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
I'm coming back.
We'll check in on the poll questions as now we have added a second to the rotation. And it's basically the same question. It's just about the coaches in the NFC North. Which NFC North coach has the most to prove in 2025? Ben Johnson, Kevin O'Connell, Matt Lafleur, or Dan Campbell? Interestingly, as of now, Matt Lafleur and Ben Johnson tied with the same percentage, 37.8%. I don't agree.
Ben Johnson?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would have said Matt Lafleur and Dan Campbell. I voted for Dan Campbell. He's got 21%
I haven't
of the
voted
vote.
in that one. What's the other poll looking like? Is Goffey making a climb, or is he stuck?
In the other poll, Jared Goff has moved up slightly. Which NFC North quarterback has the most
What are
to
you
prove?
chuckling about there?
Because he knows what it is. Jordan Love still the leading vote getter with 463 votes in at this point. 38.7% say he is the NFC North QB with the most to prove. Caleb Williams, 37.8%. J.J. McCarthy, 16.8%. Jared Goff up to 6.7%.
What are you chuckling about?
Because he moved up from 6 to 6.7% of the vote.
I'm genuine. Listen, man, I love this. One of the reasons I love this show is to get the fans' viewpoint, understand where people are coming from, and this isn't to pat myself on the back. I typically have a good vibe between doing post games and being out and listening to people. Like, I usually have a pretty good vibe on where people are at. And when it's Packer related, I'm really vibed in, and usually I'm going to be pretty close. But the viewpoint, and this to me, and I'm not telling our fans how to think, this to me is us living in the past, man. We all the Bears and Vikings, the rivalry is hot. The border. We don't have the lovely Yoopers and a lake separating us. We're bordered up, and I think we are all in on hating the Vikings and hating the Bears. I'm telling you, as fans, it's time to start rechanneling a little bit of where we're at and understanding that Honolulu Blue Squad has come into our stadium and embarrassed us, both by bringing all this Honolulu Blue in and whooping us. So I think we need to, maybe start reevaluating. Like, I get caught up on old sitcoms, mainly because there are no new sitcoms. It don't exist anymore. It's over. All I'm saying is we need to start looking at this from a perspective of the Detroit Lions have eaten our lunch. We have been their sirloin steak that they're wolfing down and digesting and saying, thank you, Green Bay. They got the Brothers podcast. I'm on the St. Brown podcast getting after saying Green Bay's living in the past, man. Their own players are saying it. I think it's time we start taking the Honolulu Blue and start looking at it saying, this isn't that cute little cuddly deal anymore. These Lions have ripped us apart. And I think these polls are indicative of that.
Time now to take it to the
crazy, Jesse. Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. What was the sitcom sidecar there? That was
well, because our
like there was a thought
fans
that wasn't
are
finished
looking
there.
at it from the Vikings have been a thorn in our side. The Bears, the '80s, the Lions have always been that cuddly little. Don't worry about them. They can't beat us. They stink. And for the most part, they hadn't won a playoff game since JFK got blown away. What else did I have to say? There was a song about it. Remember they hadn't once, and then they finally did. It was the 58 or whatever year it was, and there's a song about JFK way back in the day. You know what I'm talking about, Jason. You do. And those days are gone. The Campbell regime and Holmes, they've done a great job. They're good. Am I right?
Yeah.
The Lions won the NFL title pre-Super Bowl era in 1957. The song you're referring to, of course, is Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire, which does reference JFK blown away. What else do I have to say? I don't think Billy Joel references the Lions playoff drought in that story, but maybe I missed that part.
No, I didn't say Billy Joel did that. I'm singing the song because Lions fans, when they were searching for that victory, they kept saying, and they went back to the Billy Joel song.
Maybe the Fall Out Boy one that came out 2 years ago referenced the Lions playoff run.
I just think we get so caught up in our deep-seated, passionate rivalry with both the Chicago Bears and Minnesota, and all I'm trying to continue to say is, don't forget the Detroit Lions have eaten our lunch, and they have, and they're the kings of the North. And it's just a weird thing for me, as someone when we played, it was they literally didn't beat us since 1990. We went 30 blanking years without them beating us at Lambeau/County Stadium. Everybody just took it for granted. Like, oh, yeah, that's cute. Well, they're no longer the take-it-for-granted Detroit Lions. They're just not. What? You guys got laughing gas in your little Green Bay Phoenix studio or what? You're not talking, you're chuckling? Like, what? I don't get what's so funny about this.
You just took us on an unexpected journey there is all. Like, we were ready to play Take It to the Bank, and then you kind of went on this whole Lions monologue.
Einstein, James Dean, Detroit's never got a winning team. Davy Crockett, Peter Pan, Elvis Presley, Disneyland.
That's pretty good.
Going through the lyrics.
Now, if you did that in Tom Izzo's voice, I'd be really impressed.
Why? We're probably going to end up pushing Take It to the Bank.
Alabama cruise ship. Trouble in the Suez. Dan Campbell needs to win now.
Gotta get Goff in there.
He's lost both coordinators, and there's lots of haters. Tell us about Coors Light, would you?
I would love to. Coors Light. What a Father's Day weekend. It's getting warm. Summertime is here. And whether you're tailgating pregame, enjoying your experience during the game, celebrating a big win after the game, or just need a moment to chill, crack open that Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. It's very nice. 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged because it is made to chill. And it's one of my favorite things is to just sit back. 102 calories, Coors Light, made to chill. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado. Look at that cloud structure. Isn't that just an amazing cloud structure in that Coors Light
asymmetrical?
Picture? Yeah, beautiful.
Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
The Bud Pavilion's free concert series Wednesday Night Live features The Toys this Wednesday night. Gates open at 6 with music starting at 7. Epic bands, unforgettable nights. It's Wednesday Night Live at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park this Wednesday with The Toys.
Serious truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help.
From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
We will check back in on the poll question, see if anything has changed there. But it's time now for Wonelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Wonelli
on Wilde and Tausch.
Couple of things to bring up from the Father's Day weekend shindig that we went to yesterday afternoon.
Up north, or did you stay in town?
We went up to Fond du Lac.
Okay.
Hung out with Becca's side of the family on Father's Day. Saw my mom and dad on Saturday. Had a nice weekend, fun-filled weekend celebrating Father's Day. So my brother-in-law, Chris, claims to be a big NHL fan.
Oh, boy.
He wants us to talk more hockey because
hockey!
The Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers are potentially on back-to-back 2 of the greatest Stanley Cup finals of all time.
Yeah, Florida's just better.
It would appear so. They
Edmonton's
got a nice win on
2
Saturday.
stars, and Florida's just a lot better.
But
what on earth is Boston trading Marchand? Like, what are we doing here? The guy's an absolute stud. Like, well, you don't trade away studs unless you're forced to. And now they basically handed the Panthers a chip. What are they doing?
Just a Boston thing. Trading Devers yesterday, too. Anyway. Chris doesn't watch the Stanley Cup final games.
Sounds like an avid fan.
He's a fan of the Winnipeg Jets, and when they get eliminated, and he says just like the Packers, when they get eliminated, he doesn't watch the rest of the games. He said he hasn't watched a Super Bowl in a number of years.
About 15 years.
Yeah. Well, he said 7 or 8.
Been a while.
Can you call yourself an
JFK.
avid fan? No.
Been a while. I believe is Stained, if I'm remembering my early 2000s rock. Go ahead.
Can you call yourself an avid fan of a sport if you're not even watching the championship of that sport? You're just catching the highlights of it the day after.
I think I like Chris. I like where his head. I like his moxie.
Kind of reminds me of you watching college basketball. Honestly.
No, you cannot. I love the sport. It's a passion of mine. Winnipeg never makes the playoffs, so I don't even watch the playoffs. No, you're a Winnipeg fan, not a hockey fan.
And in fairness, Winnipeg's been one of the best teams in the league the last 2 years. They just can't get over the hump. They can't even get out of the conference semifinals.
Got to keep climbing that mountain, get those ice picks, keep working. No, the answer is no. You cannot call yourself a big-time NHL fan if you don't watch the Stanley Cup. You could say you're a Winnipeg Jets fan, and that's cute, but I don't know how you can make that correlation.
The Winnipeg Jets conversation has brought the Klinkster into the chat.
Oh, I bet it has.
On the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Marshy is having one of those spectacular playoff runs. He is 37. So is that why they traded him?
But Boston a couple years ago had like one of the all-time regular seasons in the history of the world, and they got beat. And I don't know if they just haven't bounced back. Is that shirt getting a little uncomfortable? You're like itching and scratching and
yeah. I still have not adjusted to the lack of a hoodie. It's just I don't like where it clumps.
Clumpy. Yeah, he's 37. I'm telling you, he does not look like he's slowing down. He's winning. He's jumping these face-offs, and he's getting goals out of it. It's amazing what this 37-year-old has done and helped this Panther operation. Probably going to repeat for the championship up there in wherever they play.
Whoa, Nelly!
Are they in Edmonton next, or are they down in South Florida?
They are in South Florida for their next game, which I think is Wednesday night.
Nothing says Stanley Cup championship like South Florida.
Sunrise, Florida.
Michael Klink also adding, I agree with Chris because he apparently also largely tunes out.
He's a big Winnipegger. Yep.
The Winnipeg Jets have been eliminated. I can see how fans tune out after their team is done. Do most NFL fans do that?
No.
No,
I don't think so. Like, I watch the games no matter what if the Packers aren't in it.
The Klinkster also proclaims Boston's window is closed.
No, yeah.
I don't know enough about the
right.
NHL to be able to speak to that.
I'll agree with Klinkster. He's right.
Whoa, Nelly!
Another Father's Day debate. What does 40% chance of rain actually mean?
Don't even get me started with this.
I can't wait now.
This is why Vince Lombardi should have been a meteorologist. He wouldn't have put up with that.
So
it demanded accountability.
What the hell's going on out here? Cumulus clouds are supposed to be 68% rain.
I'm asking this question not for the interpretation of a 40% chance. Like, when you hear any 90% chance of rain, 30% chance of rain, the debate at the family gathering yesterday was, does that mean there's a 40% chance at any point during the day that it will rain on that forecasted day? Does it mean that 40% of the area included in the forecast is likely to see rain, like a pie chart? Or does it mean 40% of the time it will be raining, and the other 60% it won't be?
It means there is a 30% probability that it will rain at any given point within the forecast area. It doesn't mean it will rain for 30% of the time or that 30% of the area will get wet. Does that help you?
No, actually, because the definition I saw yesterday was different than that. What's your source?
Royal Meteorological Society.
I just go of the belief it's not going to rain. If it's over 60%, pack one of those rain jacket
ponchos.
Otherwise, just go about and live your life. period.
So, like, we're going up north this weekend, and almost every day it says 40% chance of rain.
Yeah, it won't
we
rain.
weren't sure what
You'll
to
be
make
fine.
of that.
Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy yourself. You'll be fine. Now,
And then when
with
it
that
rains,
with that said, there's many times, because I've said when I go on vacation, I don't plan for all that. Issues arrive. But just be ready to handle those issues when they come up. But just live your life as if it's not going to rain. I think that's the motto of meteorologists.
That's your motto. We know that.
live your life, feel your feelings.
Whoa, Nelly!
All right, back to sports.
The game room's closed.
Big NBA trade over the weekend.
Boston?
No, the Orlando Magic.
Bring
and the
out your mug.
Memphis Grizzlies.
Get your mug out.
I was ready.
Okay, good.
Contavious Caldwell-Pope,
I
couple
legit
other
saw
players.
that, and I thought,
Yeah.
I guarantee
Me too.
Jesse's going to be Mug City, USA at some point. I don't know when.
Contavious Caldwell-Pope, couple other players, and 2 first-round picks go to Memphis. And the Orlando Magic get Desmond Bane.
That's great.
Goes from
Literally the most predictable thing we could have done on the show
Memphis
today.
to Orlando, where he will be Robin to Paolo Banchero's Batman.
This is interesting on a bunch of fronts to me.
NBA insider Mark Tauscher, what you got?
I'm not an insider. I'm an enthusiast. I'm an observer. But what this tells me is Orlando thinks that they're ready to win. They went through their growing pains, and they are now believing that they can make the next jump in an Eastern Conference where Boston was inevitable, and that is gone. They're going to trade pieces. Cleveland has got to kind of reboot. Orlando thinks that they are going to make a big jump. It also tells me Memphis is probably going to break that whole thing down. Fired the coach. They did that. I don't know what they're going to do with Ja. But locally, why I found that interesting. I think it ended up being 4 first-round picks or getting in the mix and a swap.
What does it mean for Giannis?
It means Giannis, you should get 15 first-round picks. And I'm not even joking. I know you won't, but it should be 15. Dude, Rudy Gobert got 6. Rudy Gobert. It also tells me, what the hell was Dallas doing getting rid of Doncic for 1? Like, so this rippled like 15 different ways for me. But it tells me first off, the Bucks don't even think about getting rid of Giannis until he forces your hand. But if he does, you better ask for 2 planets. I want all your rights. I want all your rights on Mars. And I heard some people say, I want all your minerals. I want 15 first-round picks. I thought all that was funny. But in essence, it better be the Hall of Halls of Hall if you're going to end up moving him. Because if this cat, Bane, is getting 4 or 5 first-round picks, Giannis is triple that, if nothing. It is.
Yeah, I agree with Tausch again, but I thought I had seen some reporting from our guy Windy that the smart money now is very clearly on Giannis staying put. Did I misread that, Jesse?
I'm sorry, I got distracted reading texts about the forecast because now there's conflicting answers there from what you said and what I said. So I wasn't paying attention.
National Weather Service says
Jana in Pittsburgh. She says 40% of the models ran for those conditions. Input result in rain.
But so that means it's 40% likely to rain, or 40% the model says.
The models say we've over these conditions, probability is 40%.
To me, if it's not over 75%, I don't think it's raining. That's how I look at it.
From the National Weather Service,
Chuck, I know Chuck listens to
weather.gov.
the show. Shortino, call in. Give us some scoop. All right, Jason.
He's
go
a
ahead.
golf guy now.
Chuck,
I saw him at the AmFam. Chatted with him for quite a while, actually.
Okay,
him
good.
and Rob Hernandez. Mostly cloudy with a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday. Highs in the upper 60s. What does 30% mean? The probability of participation describes the chance of precipitation at a particular point over a certain period of time. So, in the example
was that a real
above,
tongue twister, or you just
it was.
Wow,
a tongue twister.
I was sitting there listening and not really listening.
A lot of peas.
But in the YouTube comments, Chris and others are saying it means 40% of the area is going to get rain.
40% of what area?
No offense to the YouTubers.
Oh boy!
But I'm going to go with
carefully.
Yeah,
but I'm going to go with the National Weather Service.
But what does it mean?
I'm getting there. You were pointing out my tongue twister.
Well, you were rambling there, my
It was
friend.
hard.
Blah, 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 blah. All right.
In the example above, there's a 30% chance that at least 1/100th of an inch of rain will fall at the point for which that forecast is valid over the period of time given.
All right. I have, again, I always tell you guys, don't complain about a problem if you don't have a solution. Do I not? Is that not one of our staples of this show?
And your solution is what for the rain?
If I may.
1/100th of an inch.
I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of this foolishness. Okay. And I am going to go. I want the meteorological weather department, whoever that might be. I want them to go to Smokey the Bear. I want there to be a thing. Rain, probable rain, or no rain. It's a 3-tiered deal. Flip the arrow and Smokey the Bear the weather. I am done with this 22% of this. Smokey the Bear, I know, hey, there's a moderate chance of fire. I don't need it to be, it's 22.5% of maybe a percentage of cover. Hey, if it's over 50%, there's a 50% opportunity it's going to rain. Hey, it might rain today. All right, thanks, Smokey. But now we can't call that Smokey. We got to call him Rainy, and we got to come up with a different animal. I'm not going to. I just wanted to give you a model of what I want. 3 things: rain, no chance. There's a pretty good chance. If it ain't over the pretty good chance, keep it at no rain, and people got to deal with it. Now, obviously,
and then when it does rain, what does that mean then?
Well, what is it now?
So what? I mean, you could do the NFL injury report model, and you could do.
I just said Smokey the Bear.
Well, the injury report model is essentially the same thing: probable chance, doubtful chance, for sure rain.
No, 3. Just give me 3. Smokey the Bear.
I like Jesse's model better.
Well, of course you do. You've always had something against Smokey. I don't know what your deal is. You don't like Smokey. Smokey's been doing it for a long time. I think we can all agree this thing could be simplified in a way that we don't have to sit here and start getting into land mass versus 1/100th of an inch of rain. Is it going to rain or it ain't going to rain? There's a chance. Oh, there's a cell moving in. All right, great. So,
right, but they're predicting it for tomorrow.
Click.
Right, but they're not
monsoon coming. Thanks, Smokey. I'm glad there's a monsoon coming, and I know. That's what I'm looking for from Smokey and Chuck Shortino and the rest of the meteorological world that we live in.
What I'm looking for from you is American Family Insurance.
For almost 100 years, they have been committed to making life better, and they have been a proud partner of our show, Wilde and Tausch, for a long time. With the right home and auto protection, make sure that you're free to enjoy your dreams because American Family Insurance is committed to making your life better. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Chris in the YouTube comments confirms they've changed the definition. I just looked it up during work, and it says what Wilde is saying. But I know I saw a couple years back that it meant the percentage of the forecast area would get rain. Proves weathermen don't have to be right and just change the definition if it proves it has flaws.
We don't have to attack the weather people.
I think he's being I think he's right though. I think it's
Smokey.
they put
Smokey.
Injury reports.
Doubtful chance of rain, but not
it's
entirely.
It's so funny that you guys say that because Jason has complained and railed against the new injury report system for years.
I'd still like to have probable as part of the equation, though. Probable rain, questionable rain, doubtful rain.
They're going to go questionable
definitely
every
rain.
day then, so they're never wrong.
No.
You can't have it. You got to be more, let's get to it.
Rain has officially been ruled out for Saturday. We are good to go.
Boom.
Okay.
Well done.
I get up as long as you're definitive about it. Yes.
But they're not like Jair Alexander on the injury report. They're not going to be definitive of that all the time because they don't know. It's hard to predict the weather, Tausch.
You can't go Belichick and put a tornado as questionable every week and then be like, well, it could. It's like you can't play that way.
Smokey. I don't hear anybody complaining to Smokey. I don't. When's the last time somebody complained about Smokey the Bear?
I feel like the weather is harder to predict than what
fires?
the conditions are for fires to occur. He's not predicting the fires are going to occur. He's giving you the likelihood of it occurring if you are not thoughtful with your...
What is your deal against Smokey? You have more grudges. The fact you're holding a grudge against Smokey the Bear is an all-timer now. I don't get it. I don't mind it, but I don't get it.
We're going to wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Badgers.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. You remember the moments from that magical March.
Side Decker, it's a three. Got it!
On June 26th, celebrate the squad with Made 'em Believe, a special night with Bo Ryan, Frank Kaminsky, and Sam Decker.
Here's Kaminsky, the drop step, that's his favorite. And the two.
Presented by Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Potosi Varsity Ale, and Potosi Hard Seltzer. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Men, you're being robbed of your potential. Research shows a shocking 1% annual decline in testosterone levels. That's why building muscle feels impossible and your confidence is at an all-time low. But here's the truth. You're not alone in this uphill battle. Mentality's physician-directed, FDA-approved treatment doesn't just level the playing field, it restores your body's powerful balance. Our patients experience a documented 30% increase in their testosterone levels. Stop struggling and turn this around. Defy the odds and reclaim your masculine edge at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Erica, it's good to see you.
How are things at our amazing Germantown location?
Absolutely fantastic. We heard you had a bold idea. What is it?
We're celebrating our 45th year in business, so I think we should give away some natural diamonds.
Wow, that is a bold idea. How many and how big?
3/4 of a carat. 9 natural diamonds, each one clarity enhanced for maximum brilliance. 1 diamond for each store.
How should we mount them, Erica?
We'll give them away as diamond pendants.
So each of the 9 Kessler stores will have their own diamond pendant to give away?
Yeah, and all a person will have to do is to walk into a store and register to win.
Can a person travel to all 9 stores and register at each one?
Yeah, why not? And people will have from now until July 28th to register.
I'm in.
Me too.
It's unanimous, and people should bring in all their old jewelry so that we can professionally clean it for them for free.
That makes so much difference.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. IndyCar XPEL Grand Prix is up next on June 19th through the 22nd. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack Essential Everyday Purified Water, 2 for $6. 7 to 16-ounce selected varieties Barilla Pasta or Ready Pasta, 2 for $3. 6-count selected varieties Klondike Bars, 2 for $8. 12-ounce selected varieties Hella Good Dips, 2 for $3.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's It's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
All right, we're almost out of time, but before we go, Jesse, where do the two polls stand before we say goodbye?
So our first poll, which was which NFC North quarterback has the most pressure or most to prove in 2025, Caleb Williams is now leading with 30.
Overtaken.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
38% Caleb Williams, 37% Jordan Love, 19% J.J. McCarthy. Goff's down to 6%.
I just don't get it. I don't have any problem being wrong. I don't get it.
And then the NFC North head coach with the most to prove, Ben Johnson, with 41%.
Did Waddle and Sylvie get a hold of this poll and put it down there?
No. Lafleur, 33. Dan Campbell, 19.5%. Kevin O'Connell, 6%.
All right. Well, we'll have to argue about the final results tomorrow. But Jared Goff, not under nearly as much to prove or much pressure as Tausch thinks he does. That's it for us today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Sip into a flawless summer. Hey, it's KBN's Brad Nortman. Let carbless, ready-to-drink cocktails be your passport to pool parties, patio hangouts, cookouts, and pure summer bliss. Carbless is here to spark a summer of flavor and fun. Zero carbs, zero